doing that duty. I don't want to
She said duty.
Okay, there we go. So we're back and we're live once again for more. Good Lord, it's not. It's been a day. I was getting ready. I almost said Strong Bad Adventures for some stupid reason.
Strong Bad Adventures.
Woohoo!
My favorite.
Because I skipped and I thought Strong for the main city, and yeah. So
Gotcha.
Are we gonna have light switch raves tonight?
I hope so.
you can if you would like.
Do we get privileges?
Nice.
So let's go ahead. We don't have karma to do at this point. No, no birthdays in January. So let's go ahead and get to the recap and get game going. Pretty please.
What is today? January
17th.
And Shelly's doing notes.
I am?
Yes.
Well, crap.
Oh, yep, there it is, right at the end.
I
Oh,
did.
which means I got notes last time.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's why we're doing recap.
So I need to. Holy moly, we wrote a lot of stuff.
Hoary Maury.
Okay, so I need to read last game stuff. Recap.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hyperion and Lightbringer engineer a tachyonic receiver for the Valiant, our little ship, so we can communicate with Helios while we're gone. Lightbringer instructs Helios to relay messages. We have some Tavaxian military rations, as well as some frozen Earth meals, hamburger patties, bread ingredients, cases of orange Fanta and Crystal Pepsi and cherry 7-Up, and water, and also a little something for Ixion, so he doesn't starve.
My goo.
We don't need to get personal. We need fake galactic IDs, so we won't immediately set off alarms as citizens from off-limits Earth. So we have IDs. For Pulsar, Lightbringer, and Heat Phantom are as Aesir, similar to the Norse. Joan is Heliopolis, so that works out. Xenofreeze is Sealanth. Hyperion is listed as an independent automated system, non-AI. So if he's thought to be connected to the Ixis, he would not be well received. We will need to act as Hyperion's masters. So that'll be interesting. Captain Dreketh is leading the crew here. As we go to leave, or prep to leave, student at the Haven Institute named Poundcake comes to visit. She is Lightbringer's cousin, second cousin, on her mother's side. She shows her around and meets some of the aliens. Hyperion asks Lightbringer about further precognitions regarding Electrum. She hasn't had any, but will attempt to meditate. We take a path through the corporate sector. Tavaxians pull up some smuggling routes that are a bit dated. Hyperion also adds his star map knowledge. We are essentially posing as criminals. The Tavaxians have boom tubes in their domain, essentially like gate technology that's faster than FTL. Draketh is annoyed at having to travel at regular ship speed here, so it will take 2 solar days to get to our destination. Oh, I'm starting to remember what happened. Okay, so blah blah blah. We get inoculated. Lightbringer has a vision of what we decide is Heliopolis being destroyed, so that's fun. We discuss the ramifications of whether that's a past, present, or future type vision. Perhaps there is a pattern of pantheonic races being destroyed and survivors left as refugees. Then there's an alarm on the ship. We find a freighter in our path with a distress beacon, loss of power. Decide it could be a biohazard situation, so we get close enough for Hyperion to project a photonic copy to investigate. Lightbringer works with the crew to be able to scan for the wasting sickness, which we find on board. Aboard the Gaxian ship, there's a reptilian person moving slowly / strangely with sores on his body. Tavaxians have outfitted their scanner for the wasting sickness, and it picks up evidence of the sickness. Also from a cloaked ship nearby. So we suspect that the hidden ship contracted the sickness from the Gaxian freighter. So Hyperion's copy makes its way to a computer to access the data. The ship obtained tainted goods. Crew started getting sick, decided to self-destruct. The cloaked ship probably saw it as low-hanging fruit. We head closer to the cloaked ship, a Kestrel-class ship commonly favored by pirates. One escape pod is missing, so the Tavaxians start scanning for it. Pulsar deploys in his supersuit to help scan. Hyperion projects to the Kestrel ship and sees another multicultural crew, including an Alinar. Everybody's dead. He detects unprocessed valuable ore, very similar to Dravixium. When he shifts his copy into hard light to go corporeal, the bodies start getting up and moving toward him. Pulsar picks up on an ion trail, likely from the escape pod. He radios the Valiant and then goes after the trail. Hyperion sends his copy back to the freighter and looks in the cargo bay. It's mostly full of that Dravixium stuff, but also containers of spice. We have the coordinates for where the freighter took on its cargo. Draketh destroys the two ships as we leave and then follow Pulsar. We lose the ion trail, but we estimate that the trail is 4 days old and likely was headed to Ihorix. Could have reached that planet in 2 days, and it will take us 1. So that's where we're headed next. Dun dun dun.
1 second.
Yay, wasting sickness. Oh, that's what we were inoculated against, right? I didn't write that
An
down.
earlier version, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're also inoculated against like other weird diseases that other things have.
Correct. Yeah.
Space
That,
flu.
Oh, it was for a general space.
essentially, it's the
vaccine.
same thing you would get if you were traveling abroad to other countries, but this
Okay.
is for galaxies.
Right. Make sure you got your shots before you travel.
Yes.
Distemper, parvo, rabies, you know.
Okay. So last we left off, then you guys were making your way to Ihorix in the corporate sector.
Right.
Hang on a second. I got a weird alert I need to look at. Look at later, I guess. Okay. So at any rate, so yeah, I got everything. So here we are. Oh, that works. Oh, cool. Okay. Um, so by this point, the ship has navigated into the Ihorix. It's the capital planet of the corporate sector. When you drop out of light speed, most people here, I think, have seen this part of Star Wars, where it's like if you're coming up to one of the big Ecumenopolis planets like Coruscant and whatnot, where you've got just space lanes of ships coming in and out, and you even have space stations, kind of like waypoints in case you need to get here close, but you can't get all the way through because of traffic or whatever have you. Like it's going everywhere, and in fact, on top of that, near some of these way stations, for people who are passing by or need to, they're in ships that can't necessarily go into the atmosphere, so they'll take a shuttle here or dock their ship, I should say, and then drop down. These space stations are massive. They're not necessarily just small, like quick trip right off the highway, but it works initially the same thing. Probably more like quick trip and Buc-ee's for practical sake. But next to them, you'll see like these almost like cyberpunk like neon signs that are illuminating blatantly out into space, running ads for drinks and for athletic clubs and new products, for facial, like it's you have dropped into an entire society that which you already knew was way beyond Earth, but it's to some extent it kind of plateaued as a culture and kept being corporate and capitalistic and whatnot, and that's the vibe that you get off of these places here. And there's big ships, there's small ships. You can clearly see patrol craft flying around that are occasionally taking in individuals or stopping them for one reason or another. Even though you understand it, you don't understand it like right from the jump. You can see that the captain is running through standard recognition protocols and communicating directly with port authority as they pass by or whatnot, so they know if they have permission to land, and of course like shot records and checking out their transponder codes and everything, which they warned you guys would be something that everyone would start looking at.
Right.
So heightened tension on deck at this point, but the views outside are wildly spectacular in an odd sort of way.
Cool. Do we were we able to successfully track where that ship went? Like,
You lose track of it around here.
okay.
So either it stopped at one of these way stations or it went planet side, which is even more alarming if that's
Right.
possible.
Okay.
Is this kind of standard practice? I mean, maybe a little bit more Metropolis-esque from what my space travel has been in the past.
Your home planet had originally, due to the I've touched on this before, but it was a long time ago.
Right.
Your planet at the time, Electrum had basically unified what was left of like the Galactic Union and rallied to try and take out Tyrax at that point. Zenri had kind of become a pretty major trade hub.
Okay.
So while your planet wasn't anything quite like the planet, the exterior with all of the giant space stations and service ports and whatnot, it definitely mirrored that.
Oh, okay.
So good portion of this. Good portion of this is very familiar. Like, okay, I get this vibe. I know exactly what they're doing here, because a lot of that stuff is pretty standard.
Right.
It may be heightened security or whatnot, but now you're after about 2 years, actually a little bit more than 2 years on planet Earth. Well, 3 technically, because it cost you a year to get there.
Yeah.
So like 3 years, in the making, and having to acclimate to Earth and the travel and whatnot, getting back to here. for the first time in a long time, you're actually touching on something that you're familiar with.
Okay, so this isn't. I'm not this isn't as alien to me as
No.
it is to pretty much almost everybody else.
No. Yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah, like in essence, this is like a good way to put this is, and I think most of us have had this type of experience with our childhood, or at least at some point in our life, traveling big highways and byways, maybe coming from a smaller town, and then running on the outskirts of a large one, and then like everything kind of cropping up around you, but you just kept going on. That's kind of your relevance to it. Like you're used to the outskirts, you're used to seeing all the hustle and bustle, when you're basically traveling down the highway, but then your planet is nothing quite like this. So,
Right.
so like I said, there's still plenty of familiar things here.
I stop at the outskirts truck stop to gas up, so to speak.
Precisely,
and
right.
and then go on. I never went into the city, if you will.
Right. Enough to say, yeah, I've been by it, sort of thing, even though all you really did was gas up, on the outskirts.
You drove through Vegas and you stopped at the AM/PM,
which happened to have a slot machine, and you could
yeah.
qualify to say, yes, you played slots in Vegas.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So between me and the Tavaxians, and maybe a little bit of Shone, this isn't totally out of sorts for us. So we're probably taking the helm at this point. Then, I mean, to some degree, anyway.
Oh,
at least just follow what we do, kind of thing.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and keep recording, but I'm going to end the stream and try to bring us back and switch over to the other service, because it looks like we were having some problems there. Where do we connect at again? Stream.
Don't cross the streams.
Let's go back to here and try again. Okay, odd. Try that one more time.
The thing was shown, she did not come to Earth via ship. She
Right, yeah.
came through a gateway.
Right.
Okay. So I think we should be back live now again.
You essentially
Let's just make sure.
teleported.
Pretty much.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like we are good as far as I could tell. Sorry about that. Every so often Twitch will have a technical problem, like one of their servers doesn't want to connect, so that's what I did. Now we're connected to Virginia.
Nice.
Instead
Virginia.
of Oregon.
Mm.
So at any rate, let's back up
Telling
real
you,
quick.
Oregon is a mess.
Oregon is a mess, considering
Ever since Vampire.
that was the Portland hub.
Oh, yep, that would do it.
Yep, that would
We
do it.
learned that from our Vampire game.
So we're back. We were just conversing about Ixion's familiarity with how things run, at least in the outer space highways. Maybe not so much planet side, but it's very familiar with him from his home planet being a trade hub for a good portion of time. All right, so, and then of course we've added George.
George, welcome.
And there was George. Dun dun dun.
Hey, everybody.
But I'm also, for those of you watching, for the replay, it should all be, the recording never stopped. So, pardon me, that'll all still be in place. Everything there should be good. So, what are the rest of you doing at this point, if anything at all?
So, do we have a training facility on this ship?
You do not.
Yeah,
That
Okay.
That is not what this ship is for.
there's a rec room if you wanted to like bench press or something, but that's pretty much it.
I
Yeah.
can blow up chairs, I guess.
Maybe we need those.
Yeah, let's keep
To
the
sit
chairs.
in.
Let's not
Fine.
blow anything up on our brand new ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
the
gosh, you
last
guys are
Put a
no
pin in
fun.
that.
No fun.
Nor the bucket. That's my bed.
Let's see.
After the last encounter, it kind of pointed out how deficient some of us are in space operations. So Heat Phantom would actually be trying to learn from the crew members what he can do and how he can help in different stations around the ship.
Okay. Help me out, Dale. I think there may actually be a talent for something like that.
Let's see here. Yeah, there is like spaceship something or other. That might just be for piloting though. Let's see here.
I know I've got
Ultimate talent.
spacecraft
Yeah, there's definitely
piloting.
astronomy. No.
I'll go to
What about astronautics? That
That's
might work.
+1 to build a UFO.
It's for
I've got
building,
that too.
okay. And spacecraft gives a +1 for piloting spacecraft, includes space shuttles and out of atmosphere ships.
Yeah, astronautics would be applicable here. So if you would, after game, obviously, if you'd like to spend karma, if you have it available, it's only 100 karma. You could pick up astronautics.
I do have personal karma that could cover that.
Okay,
Nice.
so there you go.
So I could be teaching you that.
Yeah, or that and what he's picking up from the other
vaccines.
Tavaxians on the crew. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what really happened basically was if we couldn't sense or project outside the ship, those of us inside the ship were pretty non-hands-on because there is a crew and they were doing things.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really like step in and kick the crew out of the way to do things. So Phantom wants to learn how to supplement the crew and,
Sure.
be able to take over a position if an emergency occurs.
And astronautics would definitely help. One thing I did notice, because Abby had actually been looking to try and find certain talents, that stupid Ultimate Talents guide actually points you to other books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Ultimate
realize that.
talents, my foot.
I have them, so it's not like it's a total loss. I just didn't realize that when I was sending it out to people. I'm like, wait a minute. I know that some of these are in here. Why is it not in the... And then I looked at it, and it's like, oh, you got to go look at the basic book. And I'm like,
Don't.
really?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be all-encompassing. What the hell? Whatever.
It's like vampire all over again.
Whatever.
Whatever. All right, so...
Jerome, can we read the signage at all?
Oh, great question. No.
That's what I thought.
Hyperion can. Occasionally something will pop up and it's in Tavaxian.
You can
Yeah,
take a black
Hyperion has learned
Sharpie.
Tavaxian.
Take a black Sharpie and write it in English.
How much of it can I read?
Well, obviously, you have the Galactic Common. You had to have if you're going to interact with anybody else in the universe, and that was kind of...
So there's Galactic Common, and there might be like a couple, almost like how in certain areas you'd have English and then Spanish as a subtext or something.
Depending
like
upon
that.
where you're at. Right. So, like, for
Okay.
example, before your planet was destroyed, you might see something like that on the borders of your own system. Like, it would be common, and then like a waveform or something that, if scanned, would then tell them what the ad was.
Right. Oh, okay.
But in this case, it's it changes a bit because this is more multicultural and tied to whatever particular race they're actively trying to get to. So, like, for example, one of which you might see, and in the ad you see it advertising a rock-like being, which is probably a Citramite. So then it's going to have something appropriate to the Citramite language, and then Galactic Common, under the hopes that you understood that. Or it would just put its own logo, which in many cases, if the logo is popular enough, you don't need a phrase. You just know, oh, hey, they've got something I need. I need to go check out that shop.
Everybody knows what the Pepsi little
Exactly.
insignia
Right.
kind of
Exactly.
thing,
You don't have to put Pepsi Cola. You just put like that logo on there, like, oh, hey, that's a Pepsi ad. You know, you'll see the can, you know, the blue, you know, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly the same.
Do we see ads for Fruity Oaty bars?
For Slurm.
For the Fruity Oaty bar? No, actually, you do not, thankfully.
for
Just
Slurm.
curious.
That would be awesome.
Slurm.
Yeah.
Is anybody else doing anything before we start the descent?
Not
Yeah,
really.
I'm just ogling out the window.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
So obviously everything changes as you slip into or out of what appears to be like a hyperspace lane into a descent pattern. And you can see you're not the only one. This is the other creepy thing that you guys aren't used to, which they totally are, right? When here on Earth, it's a big what to do. Like if a rocket ship is coming down, like everybody in God's green Earth that need to know, and it's the only thing coming down through, right?
Yeah.
It's like anybody looking up the sky, oh hey, here it comes, it's it's descending or whatnot. No, this is pretty much like, if Russia was told to manage the highway systems, and effectively they said it's good enough. Hello, it works. And that's about it. And so it's like
ascending and descending all the time, pretty much.
yes. So it's like as you're coming down in, like adjacent to the vector patterns that you're coming down in, there's like one in your upper left-hand corner, one in the upper right-hand corner. You've got like 2 or 3 somewhere down below you, maybe a mile in distance or whatnot. Like they deal with high loads of traffic, and they make it look easy, if not scary for first encounters.
I always kind of thought of it like the airport.
It's a lot like an airport, but way busier.
Right. Okay.
So as you start to break the atmosphere, you're coming
Jetsons on crack.
not quite so 1950s, but yeah, or ridiculous sound effects.
Right.
As everybody imagined space, little UFO cars would sound.
Right.
Okay, so
You mean the Jetsons?
Yeah. What'd I say?
yeah.
I don't remember.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I knew what I thought you said. I thought you were talking about the Jetsons.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you start to descend, the overall vibe of the city, you're actually coming down midday. So it's like you get a great look of everything, like everything around the planet. And it's not quite an ecumenopolis like Coruscant, where it's just like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. Like you don't even see dirt anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's clear they had to take pains to build nature. Like anytime you see something that has nature, like greenery here, it was deliberately manufactured, sort of thing. It's like, oh, hey, we're going to put a park over here, sort of thing. Kind of like New York in that sense. Like it's got Central Park,
just like New York.
So, it's like that. But think a whole planet that had to be engineered that way because society is just getting too big. Many of the buildings here are skyscraper-like, not quite mega buildings from like Cyberpunk, or Judge Dredd or whatnot. But there are a few, but it's not like towering up, but it's like the whole world, the whole ground around it. It has sprawling like highways and homes and schools, factories, and just like everything. And the more important buildings or the more attractive buildings all tend to seem to have like almost a pyramid like look to them. Some are open in the middle, so it's more of a office park meets art Art Deco, or something to that effect. So it's like it's probably something in the middle. There's some parks or whatnot, but up all along the sides are probably office buildings. There's additional There's additional shuttle parking that kind of, lines on either side. Um, again, down here, although not as easy to see right now because it's daytime, illuminated boards, highlights, kind of running up the side of buildings and whatnot. Think Cyberpunk in Times Square, but almost all over the planet. Some of them obviously aren't on, or they're on low power because again, it's daytime, so they're not really going to get a great visual effect. But if they're actual video screens, yeah, they're running all kinds of stuff. You see like news, and you see again ads for things. It's just information overload when you get in here. Some of the pyramid-like buildings, however, because they clearly have to pay attention to air filtration and bringing wildlife in, like one of the pyramids is think of the glass pyramid of
The Luxor.
no, but close. It's in Tennessee, and I want to say it's Memphis, but I'm not Memphis, but I can't remember the name of the town. But basically, Bass Pro Shop is there. Bass Pro came in and bought it out, so it looks kind of like that. But all along the sides, like some of the windowing peers out, but then it's got like these lattices and thick scales, almost as if you could hike them, really, of trees and green. So it's almost like a combination of a pyramid, like a glass pyramid, meets homes that have the earthen patterns on them. So it's almost, a full shopping center meets office park, meets nature park on top of it, where you can just kind of hike and go all the way up, almost all the way up to the top, and come down the sides and whatever have you. I mean, the level of technology that went into building these things is absolutely astonishing. And I've got some pictures I'll put in the Discord chat for you guys.
Like Coruscant, are the buildings so tall and the spaces in between them so deep that you lose track of like sight of the buildings before you can see like ground level, or has it not been built up that vast yet?
Not quite that vast. Think slightly larger Chicago and New York, where if you're flying, yeah, you could probably lose sight of some buildings if you get close enough to some of the real large skyscrapers, right? But then you're around the corner and you'll still see some stuff on the ground. So it's not quite like Coruscant, where like the entire city is going way up, or the entire planet, I should say, is going way up into the atmosphere. If you hit ground level here, you're probably hitting dirt and pavement and whatnot. It's still kind of at that level, but many of the buildings and our colleges and what are getting to that point. So it's very much a proto-Coruscant kind of feel, or Nar Shaddaa.
Okay.
For those of you who are wanting more deep cuts. So let me get you a couple of pictures here to kind of
Turn on the local radio.
Hey, I know that.
Wait a second.
That's the Classics channel.
Right.
So there you go. There's a couple pictures of what that looks like. In some cases, a very cyberpunk kind of vibe, but obviously everything corporate. So it's not dirty and gritty. Everything here has been painstakingly made to look efficient, clean, and desirable.
Almost like Judge Dredd, where somebody's tagging the wall, and the wall like has that stuff that comes out.
Oh, that's Demolition Man.
Or Demolition Man. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Away. Blow him away. Whatever.
Jerome, do we see kind of vehicles do we see?
When you start coming down, they're all hover, vehicles. Occasionally, there are some larger loader-like vessels. Probably could go into low orbit or whatnot, but it's obvious. Think Star Wars in that sense. Like Those types of ship have a specific look, right? And they're usually
Okay.
carrying containers and whatnot. So very similar. Of course, there are roads that you have to go through, or not, well, sky lanes that you have to go through, but you don't. It's clear some people try to take cuts, much like people, off-roading, but then of course that causes traffic issues. So I mean, it's, but it's very astonishing for those of you who have never seen anything quite like this.
It's like
It's-
watching a sci-fi movie.
And Captain Dukreth at this point says, makes an announcement. He says, to everyone on board, our ETA to landing is in 5 minutes.
This is almost like just outside of my home world. We were a major hub of that portion of the galaxy. This is a bit larger, though.
But your planet was covered in water.
Yes. We had more of the space station that we just came through. There was land on my planet, though. Just not much.
I never asked you, but were there other species on your planet besides you guys?
There's plenty of flora and fauna, yes. Were we basically the most intelligent or like most advanced life form on native to Zenri, I would assume?
Oh yeah, you were the dominant life form.
Yeah. So, standard flora and fauna, similar to Earth. We were the dominant life form, though. There were many animals, few land, much more diverse as far as the oceanic creatures.
I wish we could have seen it.
It was beautiful.
I'm sure it was. All right, everybody. Remember our alternate identities. Once we land and leave the ship, we will need to assume those accordingly.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
sure not to indicate in any way, shape, or form that we are from the Sol system.
Shown, you and I can stay with our normal identities.
Yeah.
We are not strangers to this system. We are just not natives, but we are okay. Same as the Tavaxians.
And in preparation for that, Hyperion is going to change his appearance so that he looks more just like an obvious robot, not his actual robotic appearance, but
Not
just like a
personalized.
different one.
Yeah.
Right.
More uniform and drab, not standing out because you have personality or something.
Bingo. Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
he's one of those independent automated systems.
So,
What-
and actually,
what is-
Draketh
what is
actually
your
helps
name?
you with that. So, like when you come up with your first one, he'll just stand and watch and shake his head, until you start getting something that seems more appropriate.
Yeah,
And then-
just like flips through different.
And then
things.
he just gives you like one of these.
So what are
It
your
stinks.
names?
like,
you
oh,
guys have-
okay, that means bad for you guys.
Did you guys have names that you had changed up, or are you still Hyperion, or what names?
I
are
will
you
allow
going
you to
by?
come up with your own fake names on the IDs.
Okay.
We have our little translator units, so we'll be able to communicate, but does it work both ways?
Mhm.
Right? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
The downside of that, which is why people try to get fluency if they can, is the voice sounds drab. So when you're really trying to make your point, it comes off sounding like, AI does nowadays. It's like, dang it, I didn't say to do that. Dang it, I didn't say to do that.
No emotion.
So what's our game plan? Who are we going to try and talk to figure out where this pod went?
So then Hyperion looks to Captain Draketh. Do you believe that the Spaceport Authority here on the planet would be able to track that type of ship if it entered this system?
Of course, 100%, sir.
Do we what kind of authority do we need to be asking questions like that?
I can speak to the scientific community and speak to perhaps even law enforcement to state that this ship may be infected. It is something that myself as a biologist have a bit of experience with.
Are we going to just play it straight that we came across this infected ship and noticed that there is a pod missing and we tracked it here?
We perhaps could inquire about getting access to current transmissions. If it is like an escape pod type setup, it may be automatically broadcasting a distress.
He hands a credit stick to Ixion.
Okay.
He says, after you've given them whatever spiel that you planned on giving them, sir, you're going to need this.
Oh, this
How
is a
much is-
system
how much is
where
on
we
here?
bribe.
He says there's only 10,000, but certain officials may accept that, but be careful.
Very well. These are, I assume, just standard galactic credits.
Mhm.
Okay. So go on down. See if you can I'm assuming there's a universal channel that we can report, issues to.
Like an emergency.
Yeah, like, hey,
Contact?
Oh,
like
of course.
galactic,
Yeah, Ixion, you'd already know that.
right. That's what I mean.
Port Authority, the police, essentially. Anybody with the ability to investigate and or detain. Port Authority is probably where you're going to want to start with all this.
Okay.
And then go from there, depending upon obviously where the ship goes.
Okay. Radio in with that. Port Authority, come in, Port Authority.
Okay, 1 second.
Also, we should get some lessons in Galactic Common while we're in downtime on the ship.
Excellent idea.
I don't know. Was shown have known
I would venture to
Common?
think so.
No,
Okay.
you've had no experience in.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah,
Out of
she's
space.
never been out of her
Yeah.
realm except to Earth. So I wasn't sure if they even spoke it.
So, as you get ready to hail the Port Authority, Ixion, the medic on board the ship says that you should probably come in the name of the White Lattice Accord.
The White Lattice Accord?
Mm-hmm.
What is that in reference to?
It's a galaxy-spanning neutral medical and investigative body combining humanitarian aid, independent medical ethics review, post-conflict biohazard containment, corruption, plague response teams, war crime, and illegal experimentation audits.
So it's basically like the
Red Cross.
Red Cross, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They go into they can go into war zones. They go into peace zones. They go into
Well, they can't
catastrophes.
always just go into them, but they still
Right,
sneak
right.
in. Yes,
right.
it's not
Yeah.
like they have the authority to do so, but
Right.
they've got enough goodwill because they act independently for anyone really that
Right.
they get some leeway.
Which is why that even in hostile ground, sometimes they're accepted.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, hail the Port Authority. This is Ixion, a member of the White Lattice Accord. I have important news for a potential biohazard.
All right. So Port Authority comes through. This is Port Authority 1131.
Yes, I have traced me and my crew have traced a escape pod that we have significant suspect that they are contagious with the what we are referring to as the wasting sickness. Um, if you are unaware, it is a very highly contagious and deadly disease, almost to where it reanimates the dead, if you will. It is quite a malady, and there was an escape pod that just recently came in through here. We traced their ion trail to here, and I would just like to report this in the event that they are in fact here, and to prevent any outbreak, because that could be catastrophic here in this metropolis.
Hold, please.
It's just the dispatch. You're gonna have to repeat it all when the
Go ahead. Go
appropriate
ahead and
department
roll
comes
your
online.
go ahead and roll your popularity at a GD10.
Ooh.
Basically, you're
GD10.
bluffing your way into this like you're a member of the White Lattice Accord.
Okay. Let's see here. At a GD10. Oh, okay, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. Do we want to spend some karma on this?
Yes.
It
Sure.
would be 45. Do we
We can do
take
that.
that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
for it.
I'm going to do a roll
1 sec, right back.
GD plus 45. 109.
Nice.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, I know Bill. It actually happens to be some guy that I actually knew, you know. Oh wow,
Yeah.
Bill's actually part of this accord. Sweet.
Okay, I'm back.
Let's just say I succeeded.
Red feet.
And then some. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you get somebody from the medical wing in Port Authority on the line.
Okay.
Essentially a dispatcher, but just some more generalized knowledge.
Right. I repeat what I said basically to them and give them the information like, hey, we came across this and they're suspect of being contagious.
Okay. So you see an Ubari come up on the screen,
Okay.
wearing obviously some sort of corporate outfit with a patch that denotes, the IHORIX Port Authority.
Okay.
And at that point, he starts quizzing you. He says, I believe you said your name was
Ixion.
Ixion.
Yes.
I need details on when and where you found this particular flotilla, or what exactly circumstances in which you located this and then tracked it.
Okay. I give him. So
And
this
you
is
can
out of-
like I said, you can see him up on screen. So as you're talking, it's like he's pausing and typing in information.
So I know we saw them just on the outskirts in the neutral zone, right?
The black.
The black, right? And I say we were bordering the black in that region, and I say we saw what seemed to be a ghost
Distress.
ship, a distressed ship, and sure enough, with scans and that, we saw some of the aftermath of what we have recognized as the wasting sickness. We did not personally board the vessel, but we destroyed it after the fact. There were no living life forms on board.
One moment, we are putting docking clamps on your particular vessel and putting it into quarantine. Not to be alarmed, you should understand this is standard procedure.
Absolutely.
And like the Devaxians don't even flinch. Like they expected this to some degree to get locked down.
Right. Yeah. It's and I mean, being a biologist, I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, we're saying that there's possible contagion. Yeah, they're not going to take chances. Yeah.
Well, what you would also know, what you got, some of you who have had that access, you know that the wasting disease, quote unquote, is drummed down in the typical media. It's purposely played down so that people,
Don't
think
panic.
it's a non-factor. But spacers, like as you've heard before, people who are on long hauls through space, salvagers and whatnot, they all know about it. So it's one of those persistent conspiracy theories that kind of permeates the galaxy. Like everybody has heard a little something about it. Most dismiss it, but the people who know somebody who's encountered it,
Know that it's legit and
Yeah.
scary. Yeah.
correct.
Does this doctor have a name?
We'll just refer to him as Dr. Jax. Jax.
Okay.
Well, I should say he's not a doctor per se. This is somebody at the terminal who's making the call, creating the case and forwarding up to his superiors. So
Okay. So he's a dispatcher.
yeah, the doctor is Dr. Jax, but yes, he is a
Okay.
dispatcher. And so he says, I have a quarantine team dispatched. They should be at your vessel within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Please make sure you are unarmed when they board and obey all commands as given. Given that this is a potential biological hazard, corporate law indicates that you may be shot and incinerated on site.
Understood. Once we kill the transmission, I relay that information to everybody who doesn't understand Galactic Common.
Screw that. I'll just teleport back home.
I would suggest not doing it within sight of anybody else. You would make a suspect for everyone. If you are going to do so right now, sister, I would suggest you do it now.
Good luck. That is way beyond your range for teleportation.
Yeah.
So if you want to just bamf into the middle of space and suddenly freeze and die,
There's only two of us that can survive the vacuum of space, and one of us can't survive that long.
Okay.
And that's just because I just don't breathe. Neither does Hyperion.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, at least without suit.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
So
Wow,
at
you
that
can-
point, there's a little bit of a lack of decorum that starts coming over some of the Tavaxians at this point. They're just like this is something they're used to. So they're just like, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
They've got a ball bouncing off, a bulkhead someplace, just blowing off steam while they wait for this crew to come in here and run the check that they know everybody's fine for. But
Mm-hmm.
it's corporate. There's extra laws, and there's extra laws for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anybody else doing anything?
There's nothing really for her to do. This is her first time out, and she's out of her comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't even the United States. I'm now way extra legal. So
Extra legal.
keeping it on the lowdown here until we get some sea legs.
He's like illegal.
Illegally illegal.
Legit alien.
Yeah.
Hyperion, he won't like go out of his way to do this, but if any of those individuals like kind of walks by with their scanners, he'll kind of watch them do their thing and even use his penetration vision to like get a look at the devices too, to kind of like learn about them as they're going.
Okay,
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm going to be watching very carefully.
sure. So eventually, they come to the loading doors. They come in. It's what you would expect from anybody from home. You know, biologically sealed suits, or hermetically sealed suits, so that way nothing can get in or out. Big, alien police force. Like 10 strong comes rolling in with weapons hot, making sure everybody's sitting tight. A few of them are Tavaxian, some are Ubari or Gaxian. But of course, these are the first instances some of you have actually seen some of these aliens. Pardon me. So that is kind of
A little culture shock.
a little bit of a culture shock, maybe some anxiety, maybe some excitement sort of thing. Like everything that you heard about is you heard and trusted, but now it's up close, personal, and face to face. So it's reality now. And the doctor comes on board. He's got he has a data pad with him. He's immediately going through some opening protocols. Pulsar, are you in your energy uniform, or are you just in a jumpsuit?
What would be the least conspicuous?
Well, if you're passing yourself off as the Azier, just staying in your jumpsuit would be just fine.
Okay, then yeah, I'll stick in the jumpsuit.
Okay. So he starts, he comes to Captain. Captain comes walking up. Dr. Jack starts getting the information from him, and you can audibly hear him, listing off like the races of everybody. And they're like, you can see from the other aliens that are here, like when they start saying like the Azier and especially like the Heliopolins and what everyone started like they've got to look like, can we just give them a disease and quarantine them for a while? Sort of like they're just obviously low key disgusted.
Racist.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rude.
Very much so.
And since I'm accepted, but I'm still not.
No, you because you're an actual alien race. They just when they hear you, they just kind of sort of thing, like not racist just so much as they expect you to be incompetent. So bigoted, but not racist.
Right. Okay.
They don't see any value, of you. Like basically your home world got destroyed. That greatly affected the perception of your kind throughout the galaxy. So now it's like, hey, they got their planet destroyed. Like, how good could they be?
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It is what it is, unfortunately.
Right.
But thankfully, your captain seems to know the right protocols to go through it, and you see him give the doctor a little bit of a sleight of hand, and the doctor kind of goes, I see. And these transponder codes are coming up to blot, like it went smooth. Like the captain clearly knows his way, at least around the corporate sector of the galaxy.
Nice.
And you also end up overhearing him as they start taking devices, and it's noticeably coming up cold to any sort of biological contagion.
Oh, good. Do they know about Earth diseases?
No, they do not.
I'm not going to tell them.
Yep.
Good.
I'm just going to not sneeze and alert anybody because they don't know what a cold is. They might think it's deadly.
It might be.
Yeah.
And he says, and he takes the doctor aside as he's kind of walking him through, and you hear
That's what Vaccine does.
Captain? The captain, and you literally hear him go, with one of his fingers, and you see him press the button to the cargo hold, and immediately the captain's like, or not the captain, but the doctor's like, what is this? and then you hear.
He gave him a beverage.
Yeah.
Beverage bribe.
He
May I
told you
bribe you with
that's
some
part of the reason why he brought
Pepsi?
them. Yeah, that is part of the reason why he brought them. It
Yeah.
was, potentially additional leverage.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then-
grease the wheels.
And then
with a
you
little
basically,
carbonation.
and you basically hear one of those carbonated soda moments. Like it's quiet enough that you can hear the doctor drinking. Exactly. And then, and those of you who can kind of catch the side eye of what's going on, the doctor is pleased in an amazingly unique way. And then he looks around to make sure none of the other people are around. And he's like, he's just holding up a single finger, and the, immediately they start kind of hand gesturing a little bit in a kind of a thieves' cant.
Drow sign language.
Like people who have been around smuggling too long know how to communicate without directly communicating in a kind of hand sign language part, maybe a grunt or an interjection of a word or something. It's clearly another language, and it's actually fascinating that there's this layer that you guys were unaware of, at least on that level. And at that point, he takes he takes his hand, and he takes one of the doctor's bags, and he puts a 6-pack in it.
Is it
And
Dr. Pepper?
No, it's actually cherry Pepsi or cherry 7-Up.
7-Up.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you could hear him as he's starting to walk out. He's like, "That was fascinating." And he says, "And
It's
you
bubbly.
and he's like, "And you mustn't know where it came from. Only know that it will not affect you negatively, anyways." And he's like, "You have to tell me when you get more."
And so
And
he
he's-
burps.
And he pats him on the back, and then the doctor goes, "Ugh." And he's like, "Oh." And he says, "I will keep you in the loop if you do me and our crew this favor." And he says, "What is it?" He says, "Well, as our doctor has indicated, we're on the lookout for this. We need 2 things. One, could you come back with this transponder code that would have been tied to the pod? And 2, we apparently need some white lattice paperwork." And he goes, "Oh, I see." And then he starts kind of doing some hand gestures, and he says, "Of course." And so he pauses and he waits. He takes a bag. The captain takes a bag from the doctor at this point, and he says, "This one is called Dr. Pepper." He emphasized the doctor, and so he kind of goes, "Fascinating." Sort of, kind of thing. And he slips it back into the bag, and he says, "I will have them to you in about 2 hours."
So, what can you repeat the 2 things that he asked? I know he asked for the transponder code and what else?
Paperwork.
He's
White
Paper-
lattice
I-
paperwork.
he's-
IDs.
he's
Yeah.
basically he's trying to get Derek unofficially official, so that way
he's
he
trying,
can
he's trying to
continue.
get Ixie on white lattice.
Right.
certified.
Paperwork,
At
yeah.
least enough that people aren't going to, ask. If just like a fake ID, if anybody goes deep enough, it's going to get found out. But if given his background and he has at least something that looks legit, he'll probably get by without much of a problem.
Something that'll stand up to
Yes.
casual scrutiny.
So with that, the group leaves. The captain at this point says, "We should be free within about the next 15 to 20 minutes once they commence with the decommissioning of the lockdown. We still have a little bit of time, sir. I'm working on getting you as official documents as I can for your to help cover for your white lattice."
It is much appreciated. Thank you, Captain.
Of course. We are regretfully down 1 6-pack of Dr. Pepper and 1 6-pack of Cherry 7-Up.
It's for the worthy cause.
Do you do this with every official that you come across?
Many. Not so much within the Galactic Union. They tend to be sticklers in a different way.
I see.
This is very law driven, very corporate owned. But port authorities here have been known to get things on the sly, such as this.
Maybe we should try White Castle sometime.
I have placed a higher priority on that particular cargo. I am not wishing to give that up quite so soon. Apologies.
This is
But I
beginning
will-
to sound like the times of the 80s in Russia and the acquisition and trade negotiations.
Excellent
Out of
point.
character, he knows nothing about that.
Right.
You know, in character, yes, very much so.
It's like Levi's in Europe, you know.
Yeah, or in Japan for a while too.
Yeah. Where like you'd pay, what was it back in the day, like $25 for a pair of Levi's, and you could if you were to be able to go over there and sell them, you could sell them for $50, $60, $100 even.
Yeah, I knew of a missionary who did that, and other missionaries that he was with that went to Japan that they did that specifically.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, they can
because
make bank.
because
Yeah.
it's hard to make money over there, and this was a way to help supplement that so they could stay and live comfortably while they were on their mission. So they would pack, some extra duplicates of Levi jeans because Levi was outlawed in that area or in Japan. It may still be, I don't know, but at the time it was. They would get it in with their luggage like it was theirs. And then they would just offload it when they got there. And they would, like you said, they would buy them for like 20, 25 a piece at that point. This was back in the mid 90s. Buy them for like 20, 25 a pair and sell them for like 75 over there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I knew some people that had done that too. They're like, yeah, man, you make money hand over fist on those things. Yeah.
So at any rate,
trade them for even greater things.
or
Oh.
that too. Mhm.
We could bring Levi's.
Are all these creatures bipedal?
Are you asking in character?
Out of character. But
Yes.
okay.
The
Could be
ones that you've
interesting.
seen so far, yes.
Okay.
You know clearly not all of them are because your brother is a liquid.
Oh.
I only keep
that is
one.
fair.
I want before they left, I wanted to ask him, would there happen to be any Salanthi here that may be able to give me some information? It's been some time since I was home and now since it's been destroyed, I wanted to hear if there's any news that has come through being here.
Yeah, he's already left at this point, but the captain says he doesn't know. Many of them were scattered throughout the galaxy, so it's entirely possible.
Right.
But it's not like any of them are sending up any flags.
Right. I'm going to try to keep my eyes open, and if I see anything that has any remote, wouldn't be uncommon to see, for instance, like a Salanthi bar or something like
right, like the equivalent of an Irish bar out in the middle of nowhere. Like, oh hey, some of my people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it. So within about 20 minutes, you guys received notice that the ship has no longer been locked, that the biological tests and whatnot have been passed, and that you're now free to roam about the cabin, i.e. the world proper.
Very good.
So now what?
What did they say anything more about the shuttle that we had reported? Are they
Uh,
following up on that, or do we need to?
well, no, they're going to, but the captain has specifically asked for that information as well.
Right. Okay.
They haven't gotten it yet,
Right.
but he lets you know as soon as he receives both, which he's imagining they're probably going to be packed at the same time. He will let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said that they'll be back in about 2 hours.
Correct.
Did anyone want to do anything
Do we go
within those two
explore?
hours?
I would like to see if there are any Salanthi.
I'm just happy to be here and look around.
Is it wise for us to leave the safety of the ship if there's a potential biohazard happening?
We would be the ones that would recognize it the fastest.
Also, we've been inoculated, so
Is that still
theoretically,
is
we-
that inoculation still working?
I mean, unless
Unless the
I mean
virus has mutated.
yeah, it would be different here in the wild than it was um, when we encountered it, but um, I suppose it's true we don't want to really chance um, uh, catching a new strain, but I don't
At
know.
the same time, we can actually develop what we need in order to counter any new strains. We
And if
have been
anyone were to
doing that
get
before.
exposed, if anyone were to get exposed, the one most likely to be able to fight it off the best would actually be me.
Humble brag.
What are the chances that this place might have some kind of immigration department?
I'm sure there is, but
That would
what
be
is
one place to check for both our people.
Logically, that would be tied to the Space Authority, since they're the ones that receive ships coming to and from the planet.
yes.
Were you wanting to see if there were other pantheonic races or Heliopolins that made it here?
Well, I know that others, I guess, are under attack, and mine, and I'm more concerned about mine.
Which makes
I
sense.
mean, even though, I was chased off, I still have friends and some family that I still care about.
Of course, they're still your people. It's understandable. Well, we can make our way. I'm sure it's possible for us to get there. Ixion, you'll be able to at least read comments, so if there are any signs that point us in that type of direction, you can lead the way.
Yes. So
She's
we
gonna
can do that.
also her apparel. She looks Egyptian. She doesn't look like
Sure.
a U.S. citizen or part of the legacy. She looks completely Egyptian. In fact, this is probably the first time you guys have ever seen her like this.
Okay.
You look really fancy.
She did her
This-
eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Is
at one
this-
time this was just everyday attire.
This is what you wear on your home place.
Pretty much, yes.
Do you miss it?
I do. There's been times I wish that I could incorporate a part of me into our uniforms, but I know that they're we have them for unity, so I haven't done anything with them. But yes, I do. I feel like I've kind of lost some of my identity since coming here. To my knowledge, I am the only one here, like Exion.
I can relate very significantly to you, sister.
It's
is-
kind of like Tigger. We're the only one.
I do not know who this Tigger is, but
Wasn't Tigger
yes.
happy to be the last one?
Yes.
on the outside, but he was actually very depressed because he did want to find another Tigger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was that a thing? I don't remember the.
He was always a happy bouncy. But no, there was
Trouncy and Flouncy too.
There was an episode or two where he kind of
He alluded to it. He was just like, but they're like, oh no, you're our friend. You're with us now. So they of course, made
where
him
he
feel at
dabbed
home.
his eyes with his end of his tail.
Does anyone want to stay here while some of us head out to the Port Authority to look for the immigration and emigration offices?
My brother, I can stay behind and watch the ship. I am very not so comfortable thinking about the lack of knowledge of the laws of this area. So I will stay here and not break any.
Wise words, brother. Excellent. Then we'll let you know if we need you to come find us. But if you're the only one who will stay and the rest of us will move out, remember to keep up appearances. I will make sure not to say anything unless any of you reference me directly. You can reference me as 55. It'll be a part of my fake serial number.
Should we get the Crown Network up?
I was about to suggest that.
Excellent idea.
Yeah, let's get that up and
And
running.
maybe can we link the captain in with that?
Should we do that?
I agree. And he turns, Captain Draketh, we're going to link you into a short psionic network called the Crown Network. You'll be able to hear our thoughts and you'll be able to speak to us psychically as well.
All right.
It's powered by my telepathy
By
and
your
this
big brain.
device.
Yeah. So he's just kind of. So the first time he's actually looked a little low key nervous. He's just like,
He's like,
of
That's
course,
weird.
ma'am.
It doesn't
Okay,
hurt.
First, I'm going to try and link minds with him just to show him what it feels like to
Sure.
reassure him.
Yep. Go ahead.
it tingles.
Okay. It tickles. Psyche.
So I don't call you two by your names.
No.
What IDs are you going as? Hyperion is going as 55.
You might want to put them in the chat somewhere so that way you can pull from it. Matt put his in Discord.
You
There we go.
did?
Yeah. Yeah, in the Supers chat and Discord.
He's going by the Mystic Knights of Ka'a.
Drum, how in on Earth, like superpowers are like kind of a thing. Like how common are super people out in space? Like
That is a great question to ask in character.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll ask somebody. It's like, well, I do have a question. How should we be trying to keep our abilities like a secret out here? Is that going to be a problem if we start like flying around or shooting lasers and stuff?
This would be something that considering the fact that I have and I am native-ish,
Mhm.
wasn't it known that there are some that have powers,
Yep.
but it's not common,
Correct.
and it does raise eyebrows.
Mhm.
So, I would explain that it is not totally unheard of. However, it is uncommon, and especially considering that if all of a sudden there were a group of us, all with powers together at the same time in the same place, we would be gaining a lot of unwanted attention. So,
Well, for like Heliopulans, we're known as gods and goddesses, so it's not uncommon for
yes,
us to have certain powers.
I would keep them minimized though, if utilizing them at all.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Unless
I'm
absolutely
asking.
necessary. Yeah.
That's yeah, that's what I'm trying to kind of figure out is like as we're walking around, how essentially we have to keep secret identities, like we're normal ish.
We are
Effect-
walking among citizens. We do not, and we are without our costumes, if you will. So we would need to keep on the DL, as they say.
According to information we've learned from Dexamite knowledge, Earth is an extreme outlier when it comes to superpowered beings. So I agree with Ixion. We should actually keep what we're capable of under wraps. Only use your powers unless, like, if it's extremely necessary. If someone's life is literally in danger.
So, Brittany, George, what are your secret identities here?
Looking up Norse names.
Yeah, I think Pulsar's like, let me think of some. How about
Why don't you just go grab a random generator
Mm-hmm.
if you need help with it?
I was gonna say, go to
Uh-oh.
Chat GPT.
Brittany is
nah?
typing.
I'll use my own brain. Yeah, I'll just go. No, just go by Gani. No one's gonna know my real name anyway, so I'll just go
Spell
by
that.
Gani.
Okay.
Gani
Yeah, like
with an N.
Isagani,
Okay,
but
Gani.
without.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
like
suitably.
Yanni, but with a G.
Yeah, Yani. I'll even use that accent.
Like Hiri and Gani.
Yeah.
Ba-dum.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go by Solvig.
Solvig. Excellent.
Okay.
I was
Let's
looking
be
for
on
the
our
last
way.
name, but that's going to take too long.
We'll be on our way, and Ixion, you take the lead.
Very well. Okay. So then go and head towards the Port Authority building to where we're going to be trying to find immigration type.
Oh, hang on. So Jerome, I got a yellow feet telepathying with Captain Draketh.
Sure. Okay. And you connect to him just like you would anybody else.
So I'll say, hello, this is Lightbringer. Is
So
this
he's like
comfortable for you?
starting to look around, like he can hear it, but he doesn't see it, and and then he says out loud, "So, how do I communicate back?"
Just think like a conversation in your mind.
So he thinks for a second, and then
He thinks, is this thing on?
yeah, projecting like hello, and you even hear like a knocking sound.
I can hear you.
Is this thing on?
This is interesting, and all of you can do this.
No, it's we use a device that extends my telepathy into a group mental call.
Interesting.
It's useful for when our communication system is inaccessible or inappropriate. For example, if people cannot be hearing us speak to each other and we need to speak more secretly or from longer distances.
I can see the tactical advantage.
We also have yet
Indeed.
to see any technology that can actually jam this form of communication.
Exactly.
Interesting.
The Port Authority building, except with more aliens.
Correct.
Okay. Would you be comfortable with me adding the rest of the group?
They can't read my thoughts, can they?
No, it's only when you project your own thoughts to us is when we can hear them.
Well, that's fine, ma'am. I am here at your cause.
Thank you. We think it would be prudent,
Yeah.
just in case.
That way we can warn you if we're running for our lives and we need you to get the ship going ASAP.
Not that that would ever
understood.
happen. We'll be on our best behavior, I promise.
Okay, do I need to roll again for the crown?
No, I'm not going to have you roll again. You can just go ahead and.
All right.
You're under no stress at this point. You're just getting everybody connected.
So I will merge the call,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
activate party line.
Out of character, start
What's
talking in
up?
Salanthi. All of a sudden, dang it!
Please
Yeah.
try not to freak out our guest.
Yeah, so don't think in Salanth and don't think in Egyptian. Got it.
The Salanth would not shock him as much as the Egyptian probably would.
Just be a bunch of
Okay.
pictures.
Yeah, I know,
Here's the
just
thought.
Bunch of
hieroglyphs.
Jerome.
Just, what in the world was that?
It's like a pop-up ad.
Nice.
Man, the Crown Network has ads? Jeez.
Oh, getting
You
a
forgot
Crown
to pay
Premium.
the
Not if you
premium
subscribe.
subscription.
I know, yeah.
Gosh. Okay, so-
Subscribe for the ad-free version.
Follow the direction or the signs and directions to the Port Authority building and walk on in, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Speaking of that, do we have any money to like grease palms? That seems to be the way to.
Yep.
Okay.
Ixion was given the 10,000 credits.
Oh, right.
Jerome, do we hear thoughts in does thought communication transcend language?
No.
Interesting.
So Draketh literally is
Draketh
thinking
does-
in English to
Does
us
he
right
speak
now.
English now?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
been
actually,
speaking to
these particular Tavaxians are skilled in English.
Okay. How
They've-
else
they've
do
had-
they order their White Castle, right?
There you go.
Correct.
Right.
They just kidnapped somebody, told them the order that they needed, and then recorded it on a little recorder. So when they fly up to the drive-through,
It's the
all they have to
yak
do
They
is
just play
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harold and Kumar flew to White Castle.
So when the when
I don't think they have a drive up for ships.
No, right.
They have a fly up.
when the cashier goes
The fly-up
off
window.
off script, they just keep repeating the same line over and over.
As we're walking down the street, we see golden arches. They're here too.
They start
Trillions
playing
and
Kenny G in
quadrillions,
the
sir.
in the
I
hold-
told you
the
Ronald
waiting
was
room.
an alien.
I know, right?
Stone Cold
All right.
ET. If anybody's seen that clip, that's actually pretty funny.
All right. Nice.
Okay. So go in there and just, go up to the information counter and just ask and see if there's any incoming Salanth or
Heliopolians.
Heliopolians.
I know I have a hard time saying it.
Heliopolians.
Heliopolians.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Egyptians. kind of. Yeah,
Anybody walking like this? No.
yeah. They're walking down the street.
I
There's
see
one.
a pelican holding an ankh. I see a guy with a weird head and a long staff, and for some reason, a reverse Uno card. What does this mean?
Let me
Oh,
translate that for
oh.
you.
You're about to
That's-
get hit with a draw 25, buddy.
That's
You
that's
do not want to know what he just said about your mother.
exactly. That's a grown up word.
That's fighting words.
That's a
So,
grown-up word.
as you guys exit the ship and head out to the space station, well, the docking area proper, which it's a high-tech version of an airport.
You know,
So you've got all kinds of shops, you've got people coming back and forth, some hustling because they're trying to get, make their flight to head out, other people, wheeling and dealing at a nearby bar or just watching TV. I mean, that part of it seems actually kind of vaguely
Normal.
familiar in that sense, except the fact that you don't recognize anybody here. No one is human looking.
yeah, I think Sean would be kind of wide eyed, taking everything in.
So as you approach the port authority main desk for customer service, and then you're asking about immigration.
Yeah, it's just seeing. I'm not interested in immigrating here, but I'm curious with the recent happenings of Zenri, if there has been any, Salanthi traffic, and just coincident, also if there's any Heliopolis traffic for my compatriots.
Refugees.
And how are you asking that?
I'm. I first I just asked. I said I
Just
there's
as
been
some person coming up to the desk, or are you coming with some sort of authority?
somebody coming up to the desk,
Okay.
right? Just as somebody, like, hey, I recently landed, and I'm curious with the major hub that this is with the I'm sure you've heard of the fairly recent happenings of Zenri, or the lack thereof now. It has been some time that I've communicated with my fellow Salanthi. I'm wondering if you happen to know if there are any in the vicinity.
Okay. So
Well,
the individual you happen to be speaking to is actually Alinar.
okay.
And he kind of raises his eyebrows as you say, I happen to be Salanthi. And he looks you over and it's like, funny, you don't smell Salanthi.
I don't what?
Smell Salanthi.
I am a biologist, and I have modified myself, unfortunately and fortunately, in different aspects through different experimentation. I have. I'm assuming you smell the metallic tinge to my body.
No, it's the lack of mold.
The lack of what did he say?
Mold.
Mold. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna think to the Crown Network. Did this dude do a racism? Like,
Do
I-
a racism.
Yes.
I think so.
I do believe so.
Via Crown. Yes, he did.
oh, okay. I just making sure.
I
Okay.
mean,
Reminds me
based
that
on
I
our
can't
experience,
strike
Yes,
him down.
I am slightly above that. Thank you.
Clearly. But if you're looking for any of your comrades in arms, you're probably going to want to look in the low income areas of the planet, or perhaps hostels, if some have come around. We generally don't have a use for them here, from what I can tell. Some come through as contract laborers, but I haven't seen any in quite some time, not personally. As far as the vagabond Heliopolins, they are more of a recent phenomenon.
Yes.
Ask him what that means.
And is there a particular area where they frequent?
They tend to be all over, as many of them tend to be opportunistic. We see them coming in and out of jailed systems and prisons for various assortments of crime.
That is unfortunate. I thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Walk away, kind of grumbling to myself, not audibly, but just
Uh, Crimes. Then that must mean that they're
no.
lesser.
You didn't understand that though.
No, I'm figuring you didn't
Yeah.
relay any of it.
I say that he says that evidently you're almost just for hire, and many of your race have turned to crime. He said that they frequent the jails, unfortunately.
That doesn't sound like us. We're a noble race. We're
Catastrophe
gods
will-
and goddesses. I mean, we have
Perhaps
people serve us.
perhaps
Perhaps that is-
displacement has caused some desperation.
And at the same time, we're dealing with the perspective of the rest of the galaxy. Many of these races have empires, civilizations, and so forth that span thousands of light years and many different star systems. But neither of you now have a race or species that possesses the same thing. It seems to be a very social downside.
I just never looked at my race as being a lesser. 'Cause
I mean, I don't think.
again, we're nobles.
I mean, I don't think you need to take this one guy's opinion as as law. Kind of sounds like he has a chip on his shoulder about a lot of people.
I mean, you said he was Alinar?
Yes.
Well, our one encounter with Alinar was not a positive one, so take that encounter with a grain of salt.
But let's also keep an open mind up, like our
They-
but yeah, I don't think you have to take this guy's prejudices as fact.
They tend to be a bit secular themselves, so it's not uncommon that way. But I will take what he says at face value, and if what he says, I do not think that he was outright lying, but he was giving a crude analysis and direction of where we can find our kindred.
With that said, do either of you want to pursue trying to find other Salanthi or other Heliopolins?
If you don't mind, yes.
I believe it has
We
been
have-
even.
We have the time to kill.
Yes.
Well, let's, I guess, go to the hostels first.
So go.
To the slums.
We start going down in in the lower income areas, if you will. Start working our way down that way.
Okay. Well, you're able to find it well enough. It's not hard to find. They're all marked off as such.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
So they're effectively like ghettos with other, and it's not like there aren't other races here. But if you are you're getting the opinion quick that if you are deemed that you are trouble, or maybe there's some sort of mark against you somehow, and you're just, or maybe you came here and you have no job, or you had a job and now you don't, like that tends to be all the people that wind up here. So it's not like there's a bunch of just Heliopolins or whatnot roaming around. There are some other members of other races, and they look down on their luck. Like they don't look, as capable maybe as the others that you've seen or as put together, that sort of thing. But when you approach, when you step outside, you have to end up taking, a cab to go to where you're wanting to go, because it's obviously nowhere near the any port of entry initially. On the ride there, however, you received word that your ID has been modified now, Derek, so that you can start throwing a little bit of weight around as a member of the White Lattice.
Okay.
But they drop you off there. The cab ride effectively took 15 credits. You want to mark that off.
Yep.
And the cab driver, who's actually Tavaxian.
Okay.
He doesn't have long hair, but he does have shoulder length.
So he's rebuilding his social credit.
Exactly. He's having to rebuild his honor. So now you get why he's a cabbie and not, some more important job. But as he lets you,
not a soldier.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So as he lets you off, he's he looks to your group and he says, "You sure you want to go here, pal?
Yes.
This isn't a good part of town."
We can hold our own.
Okay.
I'm seeking some of my own kind, unless you know of a place where there are other Salanthi or even Heliopolins.
He says, "Oh, well, yeah, you'll find Heliopolins in there, but I ain't never seen no silver Salanthi. Not like that.
Not necessarily silver, but
hell, you don't even smell like
variety. Any variety. Are there any colored Salanthi here?
The only one I ever saw had a massive, just like smell. Had this kind of ichor green look to him.
Not uncommon. Smell like rotten ocean, I'm assuming?
Rotten ocean. Sure.
Kind of salty?
No, I wouldn't call it salty.
Interesting. Perhaps his
aquatic poo. Maybe that would be a better word for it.
Yes, the olfactory senses of my race are slightly different, and unfortunately, some of my race do not seek to make it pleasant for others.
Yeah, you got that right. You seem to be wearing like kind of like I don't know if you don't mind me saying, it's like some sort of like cybernetic tuxedo or something. Where do they get that? See, if they had some kind of fashion like that, maybe they'd be more accepted.
Accidentally.
Which, Ixion, that kind of hits home that he said that. It's like, because on your home world,
I am the outcast.
Yeah, you are the outcast. And he's telling you if they looked like you, they would be more accepted, sort of thing. So it's like, ooh.
Social irony.
Yeah, exactly. Like, wow, things really have flipped.
Right, yeah. So wait a second. I'm the normie, and everybody else is scum now.
Oh, no, you're not the normie. You're what they should strive to be.
Right. I'm the upper class.
Yep. Yep.
You're the popular guy.
I'm the Beverly Hills resident, and they're Compton.
The hillbillies.
And they're Compton.
Wow.
You have all these mercury, moldy mercury looking, blobs with like blue bandanas.
Yeah. And then there's the
Oh.
other ones that have red, and they're like,
Yep.
all of a sudden they just kind of.
And
then-
that's how their fighting goes. You just hear like blobs and glurbs and nothing super dynamic about it. No like sideways gats.
They're
And
running
then
their
and
colors.
then and then
They spit at each other.
The victor
They spit
spits
goo at
out
each
the
other.
old spits out the old bandana and incorporates the loser into themselves.
Wait, so does this make Ixion the Fresh Prince of Salanthi because he got up out of that and now he's silver and
Pretty much, yes.
story all about how
My life got flipped turned upside down.
Indeed.
All right. So,
So,
So that
so
means
when
you
we're
need to do
ready
a sketch of Xenofreeze balling, out on the course, just like
started making trouble in the aquarium. I got it.
I got one little fight. And my mom's got scared. Said,
And she said, "Oh."
Mom, language.
I'm gonna check on the tracker.
I knew I was in trouble when she said that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done a full board wipe of you guys with the joke.
Just broke the game. Game over. Game over.
that was good.
I gotta clip that. Hold on. Oh no,
God.
I'm not on it. I'm not on
The
it.
new soundbite
Switch.
is George going.
Oh crap! I'm not on. Somebody do a clip.
Oh, okay, so we
So
go
anyways.
off and looking for
So-
signs of
So
Salanthi and
the way
anything
this
else.
looks, sorry, I need to skip back to this. So as he kind of, I mean, he drops you off like not even really a street corner, just where the street ends. Like everything here was clean, repaired, and whatnot, and then it's like walking into Dogtown in Cyberpunk, or a combat zone. Like the buildings here are clean enough in the sense that if you're flying in, it's not a total embarrassment, but if you're on the ground floor, you see the difference. It's clear corporals don't give a darn about this area, and the only thing that they're really doing is enforcing law. So you don't see like gang fights and whatever have you around. They've got that under control, but when you step over that threshold, because there are like two poles on either side that are flashing, basically, letting you know you're going into
No-go
one of
zones.
those
there's
districts.
a defined line of demarcation. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, you still see they've got people still there trying to make a living, but cars here that float, above the ground or fly over, they all look a little bit more worn, more, done in sort of thing. It does very much have a sci-fi ghetto feel to it. The roads aren't nearly as maintained here. Although you don't see any obvious signs of tagging, which indicates they probably have a good handle on that, at least. But crime is likely evident, just not quite as seen. They're probably doing it more on the sly.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, you step out, and shortly after you step out, you can see like there are two Yubari and one Citramite that just happen to be sitting by a bench, and they're throwing the equivalent of dice, on the ground as you guys cross, and then right as you do, like all of them kind of go,
What?
like they all start looking at you like, did you just do what I thought you did?
Okay.
Before we left, could I ask the taxi driver, like, if we wanted to get a transport back to where you picked us up from, we should come back to this area, or would it be easy to?
Oh
get
yeah,
a-
sure thing, bud. You're definitely gonna need to find your way out. No self-respecting cabbie's gonna go in there.
All right.
And more importantly, you don't want to trust the cabbies that are gonna take you in there. They're probably gonna take you to someplace you don't want to go, and you're gonna lose your credits before you get out. If you follow me.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. With the hand up.
Is it going to be hard for us to leave the zone?
It's up to you. And as
I
he's
mean,
as
are
he's
there,
kind of
like-
looking, he says, "The local color seems already taking a liking to y'all. I don't know if that's a good thing. That's what you're gonna have to watch out for here, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
But like,
you are a ma'am, right?
yes.
Okay. Sorry, just I don't clock all
Understandable.
your
You're
races.
not familiar with, everybody. It's understandable.
I like your hair, by the way.
Thanks.
It seems thick and full. You got a lot of honor?
I like to think so.
Well, it looks
See
it.
you're working on yours.
Yeah, I
Keep
got her
up
in
the
the
good
back.
work.
Got her in the back.
All right, we'll maybe see you later.
All right, you all take care. So he just turns around and
Thank you. Okay. Interesting. Well,
Well, then, as we
Shall we?
travel, let's all be wary. Make sure to not interact with others unless we need to, but still stay diplomatic. We don't want to escalate situations while we're here.
absolutely. So, go ahead and go on.
okay. So all of you start just kind of walking down the road, looking around, trying to suss it out. You can see it's still sci-fi, but this area looks older too. As far as like building design and everything is concerned.
Like, this is maybe at one point was nice, but then,
Yeah.
the typical kind of thing. This is
Yep,
the
yep.
old hasn't been able to afford to keep up with maintenance and whatnot. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But you guys do notice that as you're just strolling into the zone, those three who are at near the zone corner, they keep
Dice
their eyes
throwers?
on you. Yep.
Are they following us?
No, they're staying put.
Okay. All right. So, continue on.
Okay, so I mean, you since it's so close to the corner, you're coming right up to a small little shopping district.
Okay.
Across from it, looks like there's a bit of an apartment complex. Kind of goes up 5 stories. Right next to that is a 2-tiered road, like overpass, sort of thing. It looks like the positioning of this little shopping center was done on purpose because people coming to and from the main corporate zone is a good place to buy things, or at a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously the sign is for the most part well kept, but think along the lines of like those older marketplaces that you would find in a smaller strip malls. You can still get most everything that you want, but it's clearly Spanish flavor, or or like sometimes Indian flavored, like by design. So it has some logo and specialty items that you might find from those cultures in there, because that's kind of the clientele they're trying to service.
Right.
So
right.
same thing here. It's got this it's got like a nice kind of bright light that kind of shines back and forth. In common, it's equivalent to saying welcome, and it's like welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got they have ads in the window. Those ads kind of flicker a little bit. They're probably past their prime, or the system itself. But they rotate, and they show like some devices that are on sale, sales on certain types of snacks and foods, the equivalent of cancer sticks that you can buy here. But the
Don't want to sell
windows,
death sticks.
yes, the windows and the door all have the equivalent of like iron bars on them. Everything here is a little bit more
Vixium bars.
fortified.
Right. Okay. Subvocally, this is horrible that these people live in these conditions.
I- This is where my people are staying.
This is where our people are staying.
Did he tell you where here to find them?
He does not frequent the area. He does not come into this vicinity. I believe we are on our own to try to find them. We just need to look for perhaps our own language printed on signs that would attract those of our own ilk.
That makes sense.
Shown, you
Hmm.
are demonstrating specific feelings. Do you believe that Heliopolins that would have been turned into this type of vagabond state due to being ousted from their realm, would you feel that they would have feelings similar to what you're experiencing now? This frustration, this dumbfounded nature. How could this happen? If possible, Lightbringer might be able to use her empathy to see if others feel similarly to you. And they could be other Heliopolins or perhaps pantheonic races
Oh,
going through the same thing.
most definitely. I can't talk for the other pantheons, but the Heliopolians, we are a very proud race. Like I said, we're mostly nobles. The only lower caste are the slaves.
Then Lightbringer, do you think that you could study how Shone is feeling for a moment and then look throughout these crowds here to see if there's anyone similar?
Yeah, certainly.
Oh yeah, she's
Um,
almost in tears.
so look for people that are very sad.
All
Very
right.
distressed.
Going into
In
the ghetto looking for sad people.
the whole place lights up.
Just throw a rock.
It's like the tagline on a straight to VHS movie.
I know, right?
Okay, Psyche again.
It's like trying to find a wet fish. Like, oh, there's one.
A yellow feet.
Okay. You pick up quite a bit of sorrow coming from the adjacent area, which makes sense. Not everybody, but there's a good bit of it. It makes it hard to sort it out, who is who and what is what. You are near, a shop that, or a potential, or not to say potential, but you're near a small shop that probably gets a good bit of foot traffic from the neighborhood.
Yeah, so I just like indicate the area and I'm like, I think this is not a great way to narrow it down.
Well, I would
Um,
think it would be mingled in with pride, like the fall of pride.
That could mimic many other feelings, it seems.
I think maybe the
Indignity.
dominant feeling of refugees here would be survival or desperation, maybe. So they may not be feeling exactly what Shone is feeling. Maybe we could ask at this shop over here if they've seen any Heliopolins.
Yes. And of course, Salanthi.
And Salanthi.
Go in there. Yeah.
Okay. So as you push past the door, you actually hear a very familiar, like, ding ding sort of sound. letting people know somebody's walked through, and you see an elderly Eleanor woman sitting at the counter, like sitting in a chair on the counter, and kind of stands up and puts down this little flimsy sheet that seemed to have like running text and whatnot on. Just sets it down, and she says, "Oh, welcome, matriarch welcomes you all. Oh, there's a lot of haze here amongst you. Oh, if you're interested, in the back in the freezer, I just got an order of brisket. I think your kind calls it venison, or something like that.
Ooh.
Interesting.
If you don't have the credit, there's no shame. I'm happy to work with something of choice. If you got bartering to do, both are good here.
It's much appreciated. We are actually looking. We are fairly new to.
Well,
the
aren't
area,
you
so-
the fancy Salanthi? Hey, that kind of rings. I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You are quite hospitable. We are wondering if you are familiar with any Salanthi that are residents here, or any Heliopolians that may be in the area. We are new to the area and have not seen our own kind for some time, and we are just seeking some homely memories, if you will.
Well, so she kind of looks back and forth between you and Shone, and she says, "Oh, I see. You're both are pirates."
Not exactly, but we
That
are
that explains the
vagabonds in
whole.
our own right.
No, pirates, not vagabonds, honey. Pirates. That explains the fancy get-ups you both got. She's Heliopolin, and you, well, I don't know, some line strutting Salanthi in bipedal form.
Makes it easier to
She
deal
kind of
with
she
other
kind of leans
bipeds.
over real quick and looks at your legs. Woo!
Am I
Shone,
just
Shone's just kind
basically
of.
I'm
She
just
looks at his legs too, even though she doesn't know why.
well, and I'm effectively right now, I'm naked. That's standard par for the course, though.
Mhm.
Yes, she's seen it before.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
There's nothing. There's really not much of any anatomy. It's just
Right.
You're a
I'm just-
Ken doll.
yeah. I'm a Ken doll. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
well, don't be so modest.
It's something that I am used to. But thank you.
So what brings a couple of pirates like you to this end of the planet? Don't got no business with the Port Authority, I hope.
Absolutely not. No, but we are in fact looking for kindred, others of our race.
Well, she says, I ain't seen many of the Salanthi around. That's why I don't keep a whole lot of product on the shelves for your kind. But
Give me
them
something.
vagabond Heliopolins, yeah, they come through all the time. I'm constantly chasing them out of my stores, trying to steal with me. Damn shoplifters.
It's unfortunate. What may I ask? Do you have any Salanthi wares? You say you have minimal, but what do you have?
Oh, she kind of looks back and like at her shelves real quick, and she says, you guys had this specialty drink or something. I've only got like 2 in the back cooler. I got it at one point thinking, some of them might come this way looking for work or something, want a slice of home. I've had those on the shelves for like 4 months now.
Is it something that I would like? I mean,
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a soft drink to you.
and this is something like this is like, as far as I'm concerned, this would almost be a delicacy at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because nobody else can really drink it. It was specifically designed for, unless somebody has like, an amazing physiology. It was just made specifically for Salanthi.
I will. It's not an intoxicant, though, is it?
No. Like I said, it's equivalent of a soft drink.
Soft drink. I will take both of them.
Oh, well, excellent. She says that's going to be 20 credits.
Very well. And what is it? Basically, almost like just a chip that you just boop.
Yep.
Kind of thing. Okay.
Mhm.
So they can't see the balance. They just
Right.
there was at least 20 on there, and that's
Mhm.
all that they care about.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Hyperion over the Psionic network is going to suggest giving a slight tip, just for extra good favor here.
And if she's selling those for those, and I'll throw an additional 10 on there.
I had to step away for a second to put a band-aid on my son's back.
You died. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll put that in the notes.
Xenofreeze quickly sold you off to the elder lady here. She's happy to leave her store to him, and she's going to take you to sell.
Oh, okay.
And rather than do that, you drank the Salanthi soda pop, which was highly toxic to you.
Yeah, they call it Crystal Pepsi. For the record, I didn't want them to sell you. I stood up for you, but I was overruled.
Thank you.
I was
So-
not there. I couldn't make my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could vouch for Heat Phantom.
So,
Heat Phantom and I were definitely
on my way out, I'll give a super punch to Hyperion and Lightbringer
Yeah,
with some electricity behind it.
Sweet.
it was their idea. Weirdly enough. No.
That's awesome.
So, what
Okay.
happened? Did she give them info?
She basically said that there's a couple things she hasn't seen very many Salanthi, and that's why she doesn't keep very much in her store. But I asked her what she did have, and she basically said, "I have some soda pop." Basically, it's Salanthi, the equivalency of like soda pop, and so I bought both of them.
She
Okay.
also said that Heliopolins do come through, but they're usually like shoplifters, and so she has to chase them out.
Yeah,
Oh
unfortunately.
yeah, just yeah.
She doesn't degrade you specifically, but she's just matter of factly just said,
Yeah.
Well, she also
Yes.
calls you guys pirates because of the way you're dressed.
yeah,
Right.
She called us pirates.
Yeah, she's in her noble clothing too. Yeah, she's gonna frown deeply
Mhm.
at that.
As long as and Ixion's thoughts are basically as long as she's not being judgmental about it, which it doesn't seem like she is. She's just like, okay, well, it looks like you guys are pirates, and okay, whatever.
Yeah,
as
it
long
was
as
it
you're
was
not
more
doing-
matter of fact, but
Yeah.
it stands
As long
out
as you're not
considering.
pirating me. Yeah.
Well, no, it stands out considering you guys are looking like fancy, like high end versions of your race, and nobody is expecting that.
Right.
And we also walked into a kind of a low income
Mhm.
area.
Right.
Effectively, you guys are Akeem and Simi right now in Coming to America.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
She says, well, you don't need to give me no tip. That's okay, but I won't disapprove. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I appreciate your candor, and it's been some time since I've had one of these.
Oh, I'm sure that place went kaboom a couple of years back.
Yes. Inside my head, subvocally, has it been years?
It has been some time.
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
When did you buy from her? What's in
News
that
does not travel well. It is effectively a Salanthi soda pop. Quite
Well,
good,
enjoy.
actually.
Can
Although it would be more than likely highly toxic to you.
oh okay, yeah.
So she says, I see your friends just kind of standing around and looking around. Nobody else want to buy nothing?
Is
She's
there
asked-
anything from Heliopia in here?
Do you have any Heliopolin items?
So she kind of chuckles. She says, no, thanks to those little rats. I stopped carrying the stuff so they'd stop trying to steal from me.
Understandable. That is
Not like that
unfortunate.
worked.
But yes. Well, I thank you for your time.
Oh, sure.
Good day to
Just
you.
as a safety tip, you might want to
Yes.
cover the precious. You don't want to get held up and have that taken from you.
Oh, the my credit stick, you mean? Is that what
Well, that and the way you're looking right now, and the jewelry and everything that Joan's wearing.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. She'll take it off and give it to. Actually, she's gonna give it to Exion to kind of.
Why don't you just put it in your watch?
Oh, that's right. We
Yeah.
do have our watches, don't we? Okay, yeah, that's where she'll put it.
Now you had told me that my mimic does not work anymore. That was a loss, so I can't shift my color anymore.
Correct.
Okay. So unfortunately I cannot change who I am.
Oh. Well, if you're stuck, at least you don't look like those I don't know, flotsam the flotsam wanderers sometimes found on the ground.
Yes, I guess you're right. Thank you for the advice, though.
Oh, did your friend want the venison brisket?
Subvocally, would you guys like some? Would any of you like some venison?
Like from Earth?
More than likely not, but something more than likely quite similar.
Sure, why not?
If it won't drain our account, then we might as well try it.
What would be the cost for that?
Well, she says, well, it's kind of big. From what I understand, it came from, I don't know how to pronounce their words, but well, kind of, she looks over at like Lightbringer, and Pulsar, and she says, you have to get them to pronounce it, but the Tuatha something or other. I mean no offense, Miss Daisy. I just don't know the word. And she says, but I guess the common word is deer, something like that.
Yes,
It came from their home world, but I can let it go for 100.
And I subvocally relay the cost.
For the whole deer?
Yes,
Oh,
For the brisket, she said.
for the whole brisket. Yeah.
how big is a brisket?
We can go back to the cooler and go take a look at it.
Yeah, because Sean has no idea what a brisket is.
Essentially, it's the whole. It looks like it's probably the whole deer, with the exception of like the hooves and head and horns and whatnot. But it's all like kind of it's individually packaged and then wrapped together and sealed in the cooler.
How are we going to twist this around? And ask her if we can come back and we'll pay for it, but on our way out, we'll pick it back up. I don't want to drag this further into.
We would be interested. We are not planning on staying for very long, but would that little bit that I gave you be incentive enough to just hold on to it? Of course, if you find somebody that is going to pay that for it, but we'll stop by on our way out and pick it up.
Oh, sure. Happy to hold on to it. I'm open 24 hours.
Thank you. I subvocally say she'll hold it for us with the tip that I gave her. She's more than happy to.
I'm gonna ask. I don't have one of you guys' watches, but do those things have like temperature control in them?
I've never
Like-
tried.
If you didn't want to carry it around, you could just put it into the. I mean, I could. It wouldn't be too much for me to carry, but if we had to get into a transport or something, we could slip it into a watch.
Why don't you have a watch?
I don't. My suit comes out of me.
You hear the
She-
mental shrug.
She
Yeah.
she gives Hyperion a side eye.
Yeah. No, you get what's a little Egyptian drawings of me going hieroglyph. There we go. Me, I don't really need one. I just
It's-
wear my
it's-
regular clothes, and then the suit comes out of me. So
Yeah, well, the watches are nice to put things into.
Isn't it just a stasis?
Yep.
Yeah. So it being stasis, then you actually probably could put the meat in there and it wouldn't spoil because it's
It's an awfully big
void.
object.
it's
And
a void.
I don't
Yeah.
think we need her to witness us
Correct. We
sucking
do not
it
want
into.
to do anything. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll just come back and get it.
exactly. So thank you again. We'll see you later.
Oh, sure. Come back again. Again, I'm open 24 hours. Oh, and be safe out there. It's kind of dangerous.
Thank you. Go on.
So yeah. So as they leave, she is going to be looking for any hieroglyphics anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're both
Shone is kind of
for
looking around. Xenofreeze, you can feel eyes on you as you're walking out the door.
Yeah. Because I'm shiny. Shiny, happy people.
No, it's more like too sexy for my clothes. Too sexy for my clothes.
I'm too sexy for my skin. Well, my body.
I'm gonna ask. So, kind of based on what she was saying, do Salenthi not usually walk upright, or like what's your natural form? I don't think I've ever seen you in as anything other than a humanoid.
We've seen him in his natural form. Think of
When I'm in water.
I'm new here. Well,
Yeah.
newish.
The closest thing that I could describe our natural state as would be an amoeba.
Oh. Huh.
She leans over and says, well, she leans over right through the thought process. Think of the blob, the movie, The Blob.
I don't think I saw that. I don't think that one came through Cinia, but I'm aware of amoebas, but huh. So is it unnatural to, or is it not normal to walk around like places like this on two legs as a Salenthi, or?
It can vary, but not. How would we, when we walked on land, because there was small portions of land in Zenri,
Mhm.
just it was probably much more.
You guys effectively had the win and roam mindset.
Right. Yeah.
That's why your ships were designed specifically for humanoid. It was for practicality.
Right.
You could shift that way, ergo you would do so industry wise. You would do so that way you could sell more of them.
Right.
You were the only race that really operated in your fashion, and because you had the ability to shift, it made no sense to make everything about you guys. There wasn't much commerce to be had doing that.
Right. Because then we wouldn't. Like commerce would be dead at that point. Yeah.
Exactly right. You'd have a very limited market, whereas the rest of the industry, since you were making it to humanoid standards, you just kind of went with it and operated kind of like humanoid-esque in shape.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okie doke.
At this point, have we been given clues as to where to look? And do we still want to pursue either Salanthi Brethren or Heliopolis?
I would like to try a little bit more.
And Jerome, about how close is it to that like 2 hour
Oh,
That
he's
way.
already got his paperwork, so you guys have got that information.
Okay.
So, continue on. Just continue walking down the street. And
Okay.
See, you know.
Sean, give me an intuition check because you were looking for hieroglyphs.
Okay.
I'm looking around too as well. I mean, looking for any signs of
Sure.
anything that way. So,
You said intuition?
Intuition.
what a show!
Nobody expects the intuition.
Yeah, just the Spanish intuition.
The Spanish intuition.
Yellow feet.
Yeller. Old Yeller. She's got yellow feet.
Is Ixion gonna be looking for his things too?
Yes. Do you want me to roll also?
Yep.
Drum? Okay. Come on. Where are we at? Come on, mouse. Where'd you go? Okay. Intuition is EX20. So EX20. And this is something that is very important to me, so I'm going to spend my own karma. But EX, I need at least 40, so minus 40. Okay. Green. So, yay.
Okay. So, Sean,
Mhm.
as you're looking around for anything that earmarks to Egyptian in any sort of way, you end up spotting about 2 blocks down, and mute your mic because you've got a lot of crunchy stuff or something in the background. Thank you. You end up seeing just down the ways. Looks like it's probably at another shopping center, maybe 2 blocks down, with what appears to be a defunct office complex right across the street from it. There are 2 vans, hover vans, that have got flashing amber and blue colors. Their units are actually painted a white and blue color. The vans themselves say corporate authority on the side. And the symbol that you actually find on the backs of 3 people, it looks like they're about to be arrested or that are being arrested, is the symbol of Set.
Game,
The
set,
guys-
match. Oh.
There are some of my people just ahead about to be arrested.
Do not do anything rash. They-
Should we
Could-
watch closer?
Let's see what is going on.
I mean, they're from the clan of Set. They were not fond of us Nile people, but still.
See about getting closer to see if we can overhear what's going on. Perhaps we can learn what their charges are.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
gonna get as close as possible.
Okay.
She's not
Yeah.
not hiding who
So-
she is either. So if
So
they
you
see her,
guys go down further down the street. It's just again, it's a direct line of sight.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she'll be in
uh,
view of them of the Set.
So, Ixion, as you guys are going and making your way down there, you end up spotting what appears to be probably what once was a it has it's a liquid form. It's probably Salanthi, semi-solid, It looks kind of like oil on water with patchwork of moss. Like basically somebody drug water through or drug something through rancid water and just had like moss that held on.
Mm-hmm. Like I see a puddle.
Well, no, semi-solid. So
Okay.
part of it's up against the wall, and you can see that there was a bottle next to it.
Can I see what the bottle is? Is there like a label or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was. It's a some sort of high alcoholic content.
Is this something that I know would intoxicate me?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like engine fluid or something.
It's
you got
Now
the
we
good
know
stuff.
what. Now we know where it's been going.
it's
Come
that,
on,
it's
man.
it's
Come
that
on, man.
liquid
That's
that
10W40.
yeah. It's the liquid that cleans your aquarium water.
Yeah.
Oof. So we don't even need to roll for this. It's obvious this person drank himself to death.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a dead Calanthe.
Yes.
Mhm.
So you kind of broken off, and you can see that the rest of everybody is walking forward still.
They're kind of. I saw what they were going towards, and I just happened to go, "Oh, what?" And okay. And what would happen with our anatomy? Like, would we like evaporate? I mean,
Kind of.
like just kind of desiccate and then just
Like there are certain liquids that will essentially evaporate, but it'll leave stain marks and whatnot. That's kind of what happens with you. The fact
so,
that
so
the
almost
fact
like a slime that like
Yeah.
it'll evaporate and it'll dry, but there'll be that like crust,
like a residue or something that indicates something was here at one point in time. The fact that it's got this moss buildup or whatnot looks like it. You're actually familiar with that. That sort of reaction comes from it. In essence, it's kind of like cancer to your kind. It's not actual moss from like floating through it in the ocean. It grows off of you as the individual, and anything that is growing off, or is growing in you, it cannot be changed. Which is why you're remembering. That's why people are talking about the fishy smell. The look, like they're just the only ones they seem to have contact with are the ones that are, very sick for one reason or another.
Do I know of a cure for this?
No, it's like cancer to us. Is it impossible? Probably not. You guys just, with big brain over there, you guys managed to cure, what was it? Ebola.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible. But it would take dedicated work to do so.
Right. Okay. So kind of say like, last rites type, type things, and may whatever gods you worship, welcome you home, brother,
Okay.
sister. Because obviously we can't tell because visually, can we tell what the gender is, or do we have, or
Yeah.
are we unisex,
Oh, yeah.
or is it like
No one outside of your race could really tell it unless they were also somebody who studied that biology like exclusively. But yes, you would effectively have a way of telling if they were male or female.
Was this a male or a female? Can I tell?
This was a male.
Maybe it was a pheromone type thing.
Possibly.
There you go.
It possibly pheromone, likely sound related to, and
They have a deeper
and base cover. Base color, I should say.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Alrighty. And then kind of come back.
Okay,
Come
so
back to the group.
So he's in the back, hanging back at this point. You guys are stepping forward. You see 3 of these individuals. Clearly, they're a part of some kind of gang. By their colors and the logo that they've got, like on the back of their jackets and vest. It looks like they had been armed at one point in time. You can see a couple weapons sitting out in front. Two Gaxians are standing there. And one of them holds up a hand to you approaching, and they communicate to you in basic. Pardon me. Stay back. Official corporate authority matter. And then you see somebody probably standing in like like a detective would be, like maybe a lead investigator or somebody. She looks very much human. A little bit paler skin, but she's got some red, fuller head of hair. She is in corporate security attire. Badge and everything, weapon at her side, and she just seems to be taking a data pad and collecting their their identity.
What was the alien term for those who would be humans, or the ones that look like humans
Terrans.
anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Just Terrans?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I?
No, you're on your way.
Okay.
So, what do you 4 do?
You're muted, Shelley.
Where's Exion? I don't know what they're saying.
He was looking at something back there. He should be here within the next 30 seconds, but
Maybe-
Skaxian is holding up their hand. Clearly, they don't want us to approach. Let's back up a bit and abide by their laws.
Yeah, we already kind of stuck out like sore thumbs, so probably shouldn't do too much to anger the authorities.
Jerome, can I do a empathy check?
Yeah.
These guys are pissed.
Red 98.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Woohoo.
Yowza.
So, what were you looking for?
Just kind of checking the general vibe of the neighborhood.
All right.
I mean, like of the scene in general.
From the neighboring, what appears to be like an apartment complex, you're picking up, because you're just doing the immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
You're picking up a little concern, but less concern than some relief. The 3 that look like they're being arrested, obviously they're bummed and irritated and potentially angry.
Are they kind of resigned also?
Yeah. You're picking up from them like they feel completely outmatched, like
Okay.
defeated.
Okay.
The woman who is taking their information, it seems to be the one that's in command here. She seems to be kind of cold by the details. Like this is just business sort of thing to her. Not probably even a bit emotionally detached.
Yeah. Okay.
The 2 Gaxians who were there, holding up you and the rest of your friends, keeping you from going forward. They're a little tense. because obviously there's a group of you, so it seems to be emanating from that. But they also seem confident.
Can I turn to one of the Gaxians and use my translator to ask, what is the arrest for, or what is the charge?
So when you ask and you use a translator, like they both kind of go. Gang
Talking
activity,
to a
ma'am.
dinosaur.
Are there many Heliopolis gangs here?
So they kind of look around and they, motion to the, Heliopolis that's in your group, and they just say you probably should ask her. Looks like she's a bigwig in one of them. Speaking of which, we should probably detain her for some questions. So they start motioning for Shone to come forward. Both of them have
She
their
just
hands
puts up her
on their
hands and
weapons.
says, I'm
I'll
I'm-
say
visiting and I'm a noble. I'm not a vagabond.
we've just arrived in port a few hours ago.
Well, then I'm sure
we're not involved.
Then I'm sure
in
your
any of
story will
this.
check out under some additional questioning. So they motion Shone to come forward.
Give the translation device to Shone so that she can understand them.
I will.
walking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at this
I will
point,
hand it to her.
Ixion, you're here.
And then I'll squeeze her hand.
Excuse me, officer. What seems to be going on?
Step back, Salanthi.
Excuse me. She's part of my crew. I am a member of the White Lattice Accord.
Okay, so they at that point they both kind of chuckle and they say, "She's wanted for questioning, regardless of your status. But don't worry,
Why?
you'll be allowed to follow up with her when she's in prison."
She has done nothing wrong. I can attest to that.
So you're saying we should bring you in as well?
No, I am saying that we are innocent of any wrongdoing, sir.
And so at that point, they call over to the detective, and she kind of looks over.
We can
and
be verified.
looks over, and so she comes walking forward. Two other officers step into view at this point, and they start putting the three people in the van. And so she approaches and she looks to everyone here. And she motions to Shone and she says, "Step forward now." And she actually says it in a language you understand. She's apparently, thank you for the follow. She apparently understands Heliopolis.
Okay, so she's speaking Egyptian. Okay, so Shon will step forward, and she'll say, I don't understand what's going on. I just came to this planet to look for my people.
Well,
I have
clearly
been,
you were wanted at this point for questioning.
but
So
why
let's
am I
not.
wanted for questioning? For what? What have
So
I?
at this point, the two other officers are about ready to pounce, and she says, "Either you're going to come quietly, or this is going to be an issue."
So I am not allowed to know what charges.
Shown, the officers are just doing their jobs, and they're double checking to make sure that you are not part of the gangs.
To the crown,
I
I
I
seriously
understand
doubt
what they're doing,
this.
but we will accompany you if that is all right, officers. May we accompany you?
You can follow to the station, but you're not going to be there for booking.
What am I being booked for?
She should not be booked. She can be questioned, I believe, but this is not something that we can verify that we just arrived on planet.
And at that point, she says, "So it looks like you're going to be a problem as well." And so,
Oh my
as the others are getting put away, you can hear her call in for additional units.
just stop. I'll go. This is ridiculous. I don't know what corruption you guys are part of, but I will go. You don't need to arrest my crew members. But I do want to talk to somebody of higher authority than you.
Well, that you're not going to be able to accomplish, but you will be able to obviously speak to somebody in authority. So at that point, she motions to the two guards or two officers. They put you in handcuffs. Immediately, you feel depowered.
Oh, she's pissed.
I'm going to
And-
go reach out to the Crown Network and say, Captain Draketh, can you advise?
And so at that point, he's like, sure, ma'am, what's going on?
We're shown specifically is being detained by law enforcement officers regarding
Just the fact that she's
There's
here.
clearly
some
a
gang
guilt
activity.
there's clearly a guilt by association situation going on because of Heliopolis gang members. We were trying to ask a question, but now she's being taken in for questioning herself.
So you hear Draketh go,
If we comply, is that going to be the best course of action?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll be able to sort this out on the other side.
Provided your teammate has done nothing wrong outside of walk up upon other Heliopolins. It's a complicated situation, ma'am.
Okay. We'll be with you as much as we can, Joan.
Joan can't hear this, by the way.
Oh, I thought we were all on the Crown Network.
Oh, you are?
Oh, well.
Oh, that's right. Because she's depowered. Okay, I'll say out loud to her. Draketh says compliance is the best course of action. We'll sort it out. And the rest of us will be with you as far as we can.
She being put in the same vehicle as the other.
She is.
Oh, good. They're going to have a nice conversation.
So they pick up and they fly off at this point. They're obviously not tearing off, in a speedy departure, but you don't have a vehicle here.
So she is going to look at the other three and in their native tongue. What the hell is going on with our people?
And
How are you a vagabond when we come from a noble race?
So the three of them look at her like she's a fine piece of meat.
You will look at me with respect. I am the child of, what is my mother's name?
You're like, oh, hold please.
Yeah, hold please.
What's my mom's name?
She's a well-respected goddess.
What's her name?
Nuet, yes, Nuet. She's a goddess of the Nile.
Yeah, and so they just kind of like they look back and forth to one another. They look at you as you're being demanding or whatnot. And one eventually speaks up and he's like, "You're just too stupid for your own good, aren't you? Walking up on that scene, wearing what you're wearing. You may as well have had set on your back."
I don't understand what's going on. How are you guys ending up on this planet and being treated as pond scum?
And they said, "Hey, watch who you're calling pond scum, nihilist."
Look at you. You call yourselves followers of Set? He would disintegrate you.
Yeah, at that point, one of them ends up chiming in. And he, he laughs at that point and he says, "Oh, yeah, right. Clearly you've been out of the loop a while, sister."
Yes, I've been off planet, but I refuse to believe that our people can go from where we were to the same standing as our slaves.
Oh, you think we're slaves?
Well,
We just got
you
busted by corporate authority. We're no slaves.
you are stealing and you are living in a slum. You're actually lower than our slaves. Our slaves live better than what you're living.
Now they're very irritated at this point, and so
I bet.
they lean in and start whispering to one another.
You can deny it all you want, but what I am saying is the truth, and you know it.
And at that point, now they're giving you all hard stares, waiting for the ride to end. How are you guys going to follow them?
Oh,
There is a shuttle in this ship that could be launched if you want to have one of the Tavaxian crew and perhaps Heat Phantom to come with.
yeah, probably that'd be the best bet at this point.
Maybe have the captain go too.
Uh,
The politics.
Lightbringer, is there any like way for you to like kind of track them like psychically or anything? Like,
No, unfortunately.
Then over the Crown Network,
Don't
Hyperion
we
will
have
be
a
like,
beacon?
Captain Draketh, in order to actually follow them to their precinct building, can we have one or two of your crew, along with Heat Phantom, travel to our location to pick us up so that we can then pursue?
Of course, sir. And if she has been picked up by corporate authority, given this area, I think I know where they're going to. So we can arrange for a pickup and then have them follow suit.
Excellent. We'll await the shuttle's arrival here.
So as you guys are waiting, and waiting, speaking of which, is somebody gonna go back and get the venison before you end up leaving?
We probably
The
took
venison?
Yeah, see, that's like the last thing on their mind.
Yeah, probably not.
Well,
That'd be cool, but
Ixion had her hold on to it.
Yeah.
oh,
I'll go back.
Okay.
I'll go back.
And then so
Missed that part.
just erase the amount of credits, and good she held on to it for the 20 minutes you guys were away.
Right.
So the rest of you are waiting. You could see the people are starting to come out now and looking around, sort of thing, and like they're peeking their heads up above water to make sure everything's safe, and then they start going about their business. Some are Gaxian. There's a couple Tavaxians. There's a Citramite. There's one or two Alinar. You actually end up seeing what appears to be a Tarok at the top of the building, flying down to street level, looking around.
Spend some time. All right. See anything else? I tell everyone. Do you see? I kind of motioned back. I said, "Did you see that? What basically looked like moss upon the wall?"
Yes.
That was a brother.
I'm so sorry, Ixion.
It is very sad to see the state of respectively our people in this area, both Sean and myself. He had evidently drank himself into oblivion.
All the more reason to locate the rest of your people and see what can be done about the rest of your society so that more don't end up like that.
Yes. We are too few as it is. He was very sick, and I can see why potentially he was in that state of mind. Uh, I look to Lightbringer. I say, "Do you happen to have one of your sample bottles?"
Yeah, I'll pull one out of my um, storage area and hand it over.
Okay. You're gonna go
I
sample
go and
them.
I'm going to take a sample of him.
Okay. So as you're doing that, you see the shuttle come pulling up.
Okay. Hurry up and
It
Throw
doesn't
it in
fully
there.
it doesn't fully land. It drops like the walk up plank that you guys can climb up and get and walk back in.
Yep.
Right.
He Phantom is there with you guys at this point. And they head off to this particular sector's corporate authority.
Okay.
And it is busy. It's got a very sci-fi police headquarters look to it. Very sturdy, very authoritative looking, reinforced. Like it's almost military in design, despite the fact that it's utilized as a policing building.
What is it called?
Corporate authority
Corporate.
headquarters.
basically their police station.
Yeah, but it's reinforced. It looks more like a military building than it does like a civilian building. There's obviously front doors that people can go in and get checked. This would likely, as the Tavaxians indicate, or the Tavaxian pilots you've got flying you over here, he tells you this is probably where your friend has been brought.
Okay. So, get up and go in there.
So it's all of you are going inside. They just say, "Sir, should we find some place to park in case you need us again?"
Yes, I believe that would be appropriate at this point. We will want to leave, not necessarily in a hurry, but we wouldn't want to stick around for very long.
Of course. We will find a parking space and we will be nearby. Just, I suppose, use the communicators to let us know.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, so Sean,
Mm-hmm.
you were actually thrown in the public cell that's down below. So it has like every sewer rat that they've arrested for whatever reason in there. And yeah, it's about as charming as you could imagine. From, sketchy looking people who are kind of tweaking out for one reason or another. Others with that dark sort of look like they're trouble without even opening their mouth. You got a few, of course, that are in there, doing the, I'm innocent. I was, arrested under false pretense and blah, 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 blah. And then you've got like one or two in there just looking at everybody like they're meat. Not somebody to be beat up, like they're hungry. And they're hoping the guards look another way so they can consume somebody.
Like
Okay,
literally eat them?
Yes.
She will put several people in between them and her.
Okay. Sure. So as you are, waiting, of course they, they end up pulling out the set's gang members one at a time, and and as they pull them out, like you don't see them after that. It's like one after the other cycle out. Most of the other people in here are staying, and it's again mixture of races. Two of the sketchier ones are the Terox, actually, the humanoid pterodactyl looking guys. One actually has like an eye patch. The other one is one of the ones that looks like he's hungry and it's ready to just pounce on somebody when the lights go out. Sort of look.
His name is Justin. Einar sees
Yeah, Einar sees one. I am Buttbeard the Tarok.
We had that was yep. His goatee literally had a
Yep.
butt crack down the center. We called him Buttbeard.
Nice.
Yep.
So anyway,
Anyway,
and then eventually, 2 officers come to retrieve Shone. And in patting her down, and of course taking all of her items off, and jewelry, watch, so on and so forth, not her clothes. They with the exception of like maybe a coat or something, she keeps all of her clothes. They pull out what appear to be a couple of Ziploc baggies of some sort of iridescent looking powder.
she was set up. Jeez.
What is this?
Yeah, and they look down and it's like, well, I'm sure the investigator's going to ask you that. Might want to get your story straight then.
She's not going to say anything, but she's glaring. She's letting them know. She knows exactly what they're doing.
And they aren't flinching. You're giving them the look that they see day in and day out, and they're just like, who cares?
Whatever.
And one of them stands outside. The other one brings you in. Pretty utilitarian, straightforward office. And it's that woman that you saw before with the red hair, and she motions the other officer off. At this point, you can see, even though you can't read it, she has like a holographic badge plate that kind of shines on her desk. Everything in here has a little bit more of a sci-fi dime store novel feel to it, and it's almost like it's been done on purpose. Like she didn't want the sterile military looking building on the outside. She purposely kind of stylized this a little bit closer to her own design. So there's a faint smell of leather and leather oil. There's kind of a faint smell of like some oaken wood sort of feeling. She's looking at this and kind of like tapping on the thing, and she says, as she looks at you, and she says, "For a moment I thought you were joking. I didn't think a Heliopolis would be that stupid to walk up upon an arrest dressed the way you were."
I'm a noble. Of course I'm going to dress like this.
And so she shakes her head. She says, "You don't have any nobles. So I don't
I
know
guess
where
you
you've been."
guys don't have any nobles here, but I come from a noble family.
Maybe you don't understand anything. I don't know how, but let's assume. You have no home, you have no lineage, you have no hierarchy, ergo you have no nobility. Now that may be what you want, but I'm going to go off for the assumption that you know Jack.
What happened to Heliopolis?
Roll your popularity. As your public identity, not your superhero identity.
Okay. So that'd be...
It's going to be the
that'd
lowest
20.
one on there.
Yeah, it'd be 20. So 20 is what?
EX20.
EX. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of my karma to that. So how much would I need, guys?
For EX to be
Depends on how good you want it to be. If you want to
Yep.
spend 40,
she needs. Yeah, I'll spend 40.
yeah, that'll at least guarantee you a green.
40 or 60 70 would be a yellow, at least.
Oh, I can do 70.
So add 70, and that'll give you at least a yellow.
Yep, yellow.
You got a
Okay.
yellow.
So she looking at you for the second, and it's like she convinces herself, okay, no, look, just look. It's gonna be stupid, but just look. Sort of like she just has this, like, you can read it off of her that she has encountered so many, just in the look that she's giving you, she's already encountered so many of you that the ignorance you're displaying, it seems way too genuine. And so she's just like, okay, no, to look, it's kind of like Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'll go. Okay, I'll go. If I don't go, he's just gonna keep calling. I'll go. That's just, she's got kind of that, like, that look to her, just like, ugh. So she stops and she looks and she says, huh. So we do have record of you.
She's bewildered. Yeah.
So she says, okay.
How do you
I have
record
about
of
3
me?
lines on you, but none of which say what happened to you. So let me take it from the top then, since you seem so ignorant of what has actually happened. Your realm was destroyed.
And yeah,
Total
there is
cosmic
genuine
collapse.
shock on her face.
She says, from all records that we have, we do not believe many of, and she looks again, deities survived the collapse.
What? Destroyed? How?
And she turns the monitor so you can see it's actually you. Like, they have a very minimal profile. It lists your mother, lists you. It's like they actually have a standard galactic record, which oddly enough, by default, kind of gives you, a minimal passport. Not in a backdoor sort of way. It's not great, but they actually have it.
I had heard rumors, but I didn't think it could be possibly true. What happened to my people?
Well, she turns and she says, I haven't a clue. Outside of the destruction, we started seeing your people appear all over the galaxy. The Galactic Union wanted nothing really to do with them. They did not have any sort of legal standing. They still don't have any legal standing. So they start coming to our doorstep and the free world sector. Originally, it was looking for handouts. So most of them were turned away, or if they managed to find work, then they managed to find work. By the way, Paul gave you a reroll, Shelley.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
She said, or at that point, she says, but that quickly turned into larceny and any number of illicit activities from, well, I'll just leave it at that.
Well, now I understand why you guys detained me. And I am sorry that
Originally it was because of your mouth and because of your actions not wanting to step away. And then she shows the baggies. She says, well, that was until we came up with this.
You will have to ask the person who placed that with my belongings where it came from. You know as well as I do that you have a lot of corrupt people in your system. And
no, I don't.
Racist.
No, well, yes, there is definitely some bigotry there.
And this is
I experienced
a form
it
of
myself, but this is not.
Well, then you can understand that I am being targeted.
So the video footage of your ride here yielded some interesting results. Dare I say your mouth got you in trouble again?
Why? Because I was chastising my own people?
Are you really in a position to do so? Because if I hadn't been savvier, and she hits a button on the display, and there's a faint crackle, almost as if somebody had like a pinch of glitter and it dropped from behind you. It's like a frame and a half in the video footage that she has, and you see that happen.
What is she seeing? I don't understand.
It's just there's a flash of something.
In
And it's
in the feed that she's watching?
Yep, and it's very, very fast. Like if you pause it, and it's like if you pause it and you and then you kind of go frame by frame, you could see it a little bit better, but it looks almost as if, you know, like granular glitter got caught. It's very faint.
As in, like, one of her set compatriots tried to plant this on her during the ride?
Perhaps. But as she
flicked it across or something like that, or I don't know.
Where
as
was this? Where was this woman during that video?
she wasn't there,
Interesting.
and she points as she points to that on the screen. She says, "If I hadn't have seen that, I can guarantee you any other individual who had dealt with your big mouth on scene wouldn't have bothered to look at this. But you just decided to insult 3 members of the gangs of Set who, through some sort of magic chicanery, I believe planted that on you. Now, do you understand just how far your big mouth would have gotten you into trouble if I hadn't have spotted that?
Officer,
You would
I
have
appreciate it.
ran afoul of my team, and you would have immediately made enemies with the gangs of Set, who are a legitimate problem on this planet.
I don't recognize them.
Well, I'm sure they don't recognize you either. So maybe if you find any more of your ilk, which I'm sure they're out there, don't take this approach." And she presses a button, and you can feel the shackles release.
Are you letting me go?
As the corporate security consultant, which translates into, since you apparently don't know, translates into the lead investigator here, I am making it my recommendation that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm seeing fit to release you of your own recognizance, provided we see a remarkable turnaround in your methods of communication.
Well, we will be leaving the planet soon, anyways. We were not immigrating here.
Of that, I'm certain. However, you still have some other questions to answer, and then she motions forward, so you give her the manacles.
Okay. Well, what questions do you have?
Why are you wandering around with individuals trying to pass themselves off as Azier? I'm Azier. I know they're not.
Because you were honest with me, I will be honest with you, and I'm going to
Azier
trust
is
you.
the humans out there, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're the Celtics, the equivalent of the Heliopolins.
Yeah, different pantheonic race.
Yep,
Oh,
different
okay.
pantheon.
They are also refugees, and it's easier for them to pass as They're cousins, I guess you can say. You're both
Refugees
humanoid.
from where?
I'm trying to think if she knows of any. She is going to give her the Greek Pantheon planet.
Okay. So the Grecians.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so she says Grecians.
Yes.
That's what we're going with. You're telling me you're being honest and you're trying to cover with Grecians.
That's just where they came from.
So she, at this point, sets the handcuffs back down onto the desk where she had started putting them away. And she leans in. At this point, she says, I know you're Heliopolis. You know I'm Aesir. I know they're not. And I have a good instinct about those races who look human.
Where do you think they are from?
I'm looking at Terrans out there, aren't I?
What are Terrans?
Are you asking in or out of character?
Out of character. Sorry.
Humans,
Oh,
Earthlings.
people of Earth.
You should say that in character.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, I should. What are Terrans?
People of Earth. You know, those people your people mingled with, the Greeks mingled with, my people mingled with.
Well, it's possible that their lineage is from Earth. As you would know, we took many Earthlings with us when we left Earth.
So at this point, she hands the shackles back to you. Would you like to do the favors and handcuff yourself, or should I call people in to do it for you?
No, they're from Earth.
Now's the part where you tell me why they're here. Why they're outside the quarantine, why you and the rest of them are outside the quarantine zone.
Because we are tracking a disease called the walking death.
The wasting disease.
The wasting disease, yes. And we happened to come upon a ship that was infected with it. Our Salanthi leader is with the white, what is that? White Lattice Accord.
All right.
He felt that it was imperative to let you guys know that a pod from that ship, we traced it to here. That is why we are here.
I heard a bulletin about something like that. I'm not in biohazard recovery, but I heard a mention.
But we are also.
If I press your Salanthi friend, I'm not going to find any holes in his identity, am I?
No.
Did you say you don't know or no, out of character?
She said no. What are you what holes are you looking for?
What holes am I looking for? First of all, you just stumbled into all of this because of the holes that you tripped over.
The reason why I was tripping is because they are outside of the quarantine and I am trying to protect them. You can understand that. And
What are
my
they to you?
loyalty, they're family. They're my comrades.
And
my
what about
king.
this Salanthi?
He's our leader.
So you're telling me the Salanthi was in the quarantine zone?
Yes.
I think right about now is where you start coming clean with me before I start putting out warrants for your entire group.
I don't understand what the problem is. We're not part of the Eclectic Union.
Right.
Any of us.
That's the problem.
Actually, the
You have
Salanthi
you
are
have
out
ver-
of kilter.
you have legal standing at best guess for almost nobody in your group, which means you're here illegally, should be forcibly detained by the laws of our planet.
Well, the Salanthi and I should not be here, be illegal.
I'm
There's no-
cutting you a break. You should be in handcuffs. So humor me a minute for giving you good graces and come clean before I have to start sniffing around everybody's ID and landlock whatever ship you came on.
She's going to sit back down. Very well. We are called the Legacy back on Earth. We are a superhero team. We protect Earth. We have recently dealt with, guys, tell me what's his name? The planet destroyer?
Tyrex.
Tyrex. We recently had to deal with Tyrex, who was responsible for destroying the Salanthi planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came for Earth because he had heard there had been rumors that the Protector. God, my mind's going blank. What's their
Electrum.
father's name? Jeez.
Electrum.
Sorry. There are rumors that Electron was no longer protecting Earth. And so he came hoping to destroy it. But instead, he came upon the children of Electron. And we destroyed him. And to prevent any more.
Pause. Am I to understand that you're claiming to be a child of Electrum?
I'm not claiming, I am, as well as the others with me. Say my father was fond of getting around.
Go ahead and roll your popularity again.
Okay.
Personal, not hero.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause it doesn't make any sense to do the other.
Do you want to spend some karma?
I am going to spend that karma.
Oh, it's a
Yo.
exclamation point.
You want some French fried taters with that karma?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like some yellow mustard with my karma.
Red.
Oh, all right. And so the way she's looking at you is very analytical. Like she's taking in any tells that you have on your face, any emotions that you are coming off with, potentially any emotions you're attempting to hide, which you're getting. She's very good at ferreting out the truth from people and what they're hiding.
Yeah, she's kind of figured that out. That's why she's telling her everything. Otherwise, they're not going to get off this planet.
So your group is responsible in some form or fashion for stopping Terax and ceasing the war this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Why what are all of you doing out here?
We are attempting to widen our range of protection for Earth.
And you came here first?
No. There's many factors as to why we are out here. One is we knew that the Salanthi planet was destroyed, and Exion had not heard from any of his people. He sent out many transmissions and heard nothing back. I had heard the rumors that something had happened to my people. And so that was one of the reasons that we were here. And then there is the disease that wiped out my father's people. And the fact that it is affecting more races than just his. We have come up with a vaccine for this disease. We were able to inoculate ourselves. The only problem is that we don't know how many different strands there is of it, and we won't know until we test it.
I see.
That is where Exion comes in. He is a scientist.
So
He's
you are breaking quarantine to try and track this wasting disease, but also find out more about your people.
Yes,
Correct?
correct.
Finally, some truth. So she pockets the handcuffs again at this point.
Yeah, and really sigh of relief.
You're not very good at this. You understand that, right?
No,
It's fortuitous
only-
that you ran into me.
the only places I have ever been was my planet and Earth. This is my first time being.
It is a
Stellar.
vastly different environment than your world as it was mine.
Can
We
I
have-
ask you why you're no longer with yours?
The same reason. It's mostly gone. My understanding is it's not quite the same as yours. Was a complete collapse. But the end result was very similar.
I'm sorry that it happened to you as well.
She shrugs. There's nothing I could do about it. It happened long before. It happened a long time ago. The difference, it seems, is that your people were scattered to the winds, and most of them seem to have taken the wrong path or paths to try and integrate.
I don't understand. That's where I'm so baffled with their resources. You have to understand, we are a noble race.
You were a noble race.
And I just don't understand how they could lose that.
Well, the
We
destruction of your
had-
home changes a lot. Which is why we're having problems with the Salanthi as well. Different reasons, however.
What's going on with the Salanthes, if you don't mind me asking?
She says, well, you're lucky I'm familiar with some of humanity's history, given our joint ties over time. The best I can do right now is equate it to the Trail of Tears. The Salanthi don't really have a home, and they are just left wandering listlessly for the most part, many of them turning to drink and getting themselves addicted.
And mine is turning to crime.
Yours are similar to the Roma of earlier Earth, I believe. They're getting alienated because they are retaining poor versions of their culture and clashing with others around them. And they are in an environment that they, in many respects, refuse to adapt to in the correct ways.
Just as I reacted.
Right. Not to be so blunt about it, but yes. Many of them, the ones that remained, carried quite a bit of a chip on their shoulder. The ones that seem to be the most successful are the ones that you fell in with here recently.
The gang members, the pond
Correct.
scum, are the successful ones.
Right. They've got
Raw.
gangs throughout several different galaxies at this point and are major players in illicit trades.
I think Ra would burn the sun if he knew that.
Well, the only thing I do know is that Set made it out alive.
And
I'll
he's
re-
allowing this. He's
I'll-
allowing his clan to live like this.
Set is encouraging his followers, hence their
course he is.
successful activity.
Of course he is.
And he seems to have some powerful backing behind him.
Well, it wouldn't be from my planet.
No, clearly it's not.
Can I ask you, do you know if any of the higher gods, like Ra,
We have some loose understanding from stories that we've accumulated from others we've run into, many of which are just transients, giving us information, usually to try and lighten their sentence of some form. From what we've concluded, Ra seems to be severely diminished and is wandering in exile, but we can't confirm that.
He was
Osiris,
like the president.
and she says Osiris went missing. Most reports indicate that he seems to be possibly fragmented into nothingness.
In Nubius?
Anubis, from what I understand, there's been a few contacts, but no one seems to know anything definitive. So it sounds like he doesn't have much to do. Isis, we've heard some reports that she's still around. And she is attempting to guide some enclaves of Heliopolins, but we can't completely confirm that.
That would sounds like her. And what of Horus?
He seems to be greatly diminished as well, but has been assisting her.
And
Again, we don't
so-
know their whereabouts. We can't even fully confirm it, but reports that we have seem that Isis and Horus are together.
Well, yes. And Hathor and Newt.
No idea. No word.
And Sobek.
We've had one or two reports that he seems to manifest sometimes along aquatic enclaves, but no one has confirmed if there's like physical contact or if he's actually an entity or if he's just a presence.
It's just it is just hard to absorb that we are gods and goddesses, and
We're
nothing.
so she gives you a hard look at that point. And she says, "You don't think my people didn't suffer? You don't look at me. You don't see me calling myself nothing. I've got a command role here. I'm making something of myself." My suggestion is to stop with whatever it is that you're doing and flaunting everything that you've got, and find a way to turn it around. If you really are the son of this or the daughter of this legend, even if backhandedly, you need to be making more of yourself than this. Pity is not what should be coming from you right now. There should be something more confident. So I don't know
It's
if you
not
have
so much as pity as grief. I just found out that my entire race is pretty much gone, and the people that I grew up with are destitute.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There's grief and there's guilt because while they were suffering, I was on earth,
And why were you
safe
on Earth?
and because that is where my mother sent me to look for my father. Because that is where my father was supposed to be.
You're a half-breed.
Yeah.
I know many Heliopolians at this point, and I know what they think of half-breeds.
That is why I was sent here. My mother was murdered, and those who cared for me opened the gates and sent me through.
So again, you're mourning a people that didn't seem to mourn you or care that you were missing. By your own inclination, some of them had your mother killed.
Some, but I still had friends and family that I cared about.
Well, then mourn them in silence and let everybody else see some sort of confidence coming from you. You want to be something important to these people, that's how you're going to do it. If you walk out there and run your mouth like you did, or walk out there and they see a bunch of tears, that's not going to help them. Didn't help my people. It's not going to help yours. And I'm pretty certain, I didn't know him at all, but your dad certainly didn't walk out and do that either.
No,
You have big shoes to fill, and even if you can only fill a portion of that, focus on that.
we are trying. We know what's.
Now, I'm going to overlook this conversation happened. Don't you dare mention it to anyone else. And when you find your lead to whatever this biological issue is, you call me directly and I will have somebody look the other way for a time.
Can I get your contact information then?
Yeah, she effectively slides you like a thin steel card that has all that information on it.
Okay. You know, and she is going to also give her a way to contact her on Earth for whatever reason.
Here's my number if you're ever on
yeah,
Earth.
well, you know, actually, she'll do it through.
Hey, I just met you,
their,
and this is crazy. But here's my
through
number.
their
Call me
their
maybe.
supercomputer.
Right.
You send a transmission to him, and he will let me know that you are reaching out to me.
That will be difficult, but I will keep that in mind.
And if you, officer, ever need our assistance, please reach out.
Oh, and do share probably this conversation with your friends so that your Salanthi friend doesn't bite off more than he can, or brother, I guess, doesn't bite off more than he can chew.
He's not as hot-headed as I am.
You had me fooled.
No,
His cover story with the white lattice is probably going to be pretty effective until he starts pushing the wrong buttons.
Yes, he
So
was told that cover would give us some weight to keep us afloat.
So I'm going to put the paperwork. Well, I'm going to put the information through. You're going to be released. I'm sure your friends and family are going to be here shortly. Watch for the target on your back. You just made a very powerful enemy today.
Yeah, well, Set never liked me to begin with, so.
Yes, but his followers had no idea who you were or that you were around, and they do now. So if you don't want to wind up on some blood altar or God knows what else that they're doing, keep a lower profile.
Yeah, she'll stand up and stretch her hand out.
And she lightly shakes it at this point and gets the door for you.
Thank you, officer. I didn't realize that this would turn into a pleasure. So I can actually say it's a pleasure to have met you. And thank you for your understanding and your candor.
Don't put me in a bad position.
I will not. In fact,
And-
I think
And at
we
that
are
point,
leaving.
she just motions one of the officers to come over here and basically hands him like a jump drive, effectively, and just says, "Take this to the front desk, process it. She's clean." And the officer kind of looks at her, looks at her funny, and she leans over without saying it too terribly loud. Arcanum crime, and he goes, "Oh." And you can hear him curse, like they've run into this sort of thing before. And he just motions right this way.
Yeah, she had no idea. She has no idea what she said. She goes back to having that complete bewildered look. But yeah, she follows him out. And she is looking for her family.
Yeah, at this point they're probably starting to walk in through the front door after just clearing the security check, which they don't do. They're not like scanning you biologically. They're just, running your IDs, which they're good enough to pass. And you all basically get in there and you see a very frazzled Shode. Walking out of her own recognizance with her stuff in basically a bag.
So as soon as she's released and she's free to move on her own recognizance, she is actually going to run to Carmen and just grab a hold of her tightly.
Oh, good, because I was gonna run over and hug you too. So that worked out.
Pulsar's holding a cake with a file in it. Like,
Put that away.
They don't know this trope here.
And then I'll pull out the med scanner and look you over.
Wait.
Are you okay? What did they do to you?
I'm ready to get off planet. And it's important that I get off planet, or at least back on the ship ASAP.
Are you okay?
No, I will tell you guys once we are on our way back to the ship.
let's get moving.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to stop for the night. Since we're coming up on 4 hours at that point.
Ooh.
Did anybody
wow.
take notes during my scene? Because I sure as hell didn't.
Summarize it later. Yeah.
So obviously we got RP votes to do. To remind, because you may want to make sure it gets put in the notes. Derek did get the location at this point of where that vessel went down.
Okay.
It's actually deeper in the that ghetto area.
Oh,
Oh.
You guys weren't like on top of it, but it's deeper into that section. So no specific address, but you do have a location.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense if they were pirates. Oh, brother.
Okay, so RP votes. George.
I've got to give it to Shelley. The interrogation scene was really tense.
Okay, Dale.
Shelley, same exact reason.
Okay, Brittany.
Ditto.
Okay.
She was on point. She gave some really clever answers.
Shelley. Ha! Can't vote for yourself.
No, but I am going to go with Derek for the simple fact, they're pretty much both in the same boat. And, his reaction to seeing one of his own and the sympathy and the empathy and kneeling down and without even knowing what type of individual he was, he sent him off to his God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Derek.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm going to vote for Shelley because she had like the primary drama. But I agree with everything she said about Derek. I mean, if I could split the vote, I would split them between the two. But I
Yeah,
think
for
Shelley's
sure.
was a little
Honorable
more.
mention.
Yeah, Shelley had the primary drama.
Gotcha. Yep. Because she brought it on herself.
Well, yeah, but I was actually able to keep in character. I didn't bust
Yeah.
up laughing at any time.
Yep. Derek.
And she did exactly what Phantom was worried that he would do. He would just get arrested for no unknown reason. So
And she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm heading up in the night. I'm not going to get arrested. Why would they arrest me?"
Got in one little
Shelley.
fight, and my mom got scared.
And said,
It's a blue.
No,
Insert-
hieroglyphics.
Honorable mention
Hieroglyphics.
to George
Hieroglyphics. No.
Yep.
for breaking the game.
Insert whale sound MP3.
So Derek,
I said Shelley.
Shelly. Okay. All right. So Shelly, pretty much all around.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. So you get 200 karma for yourself.
Yeah,
Yourself.
back what I spent.
Nice.
So the next game coming up is going to be this Thursday, the 22nd. More of our Kingdoms of the Shattered Crown coming up. We're going to find out in that particular game just what has happened with the village and like what sort of information they're going to get there after everybody got their own little
Prophecy.
prophecy kind of, yeah.
So-
Hints of things to come.
Do I get to add this person as a contact?
If you have the karma for it, which is 100, yes, you can.
Okay, I do. And what is her name?
Her name is actually oops.
That's a
an
weird
odd name.
name.
Yes.
Do.
It's Irish or Azer, right? No Gaelic.
So her name is Maeve Star of Ash.
Maeve Star of Ash.
Yep.
Okay. And she is a what
Your
the
parole
hell?
officer.
No. Her
Aesir?
race.
Oh, she's actually she's not Aesir is the Norse.
Oh, she's the Irish one.
Yeah, she's actually Celtic, so she's from Tuatha De Danann.
Okay, you're gonna have to put that over there
Whoa.
because I have no idea how to spell that.
Yeah,
And-
I'm actually working on that right now.
Yeah, one of the reasons why she was asking about Sobek is because he is one of her allies. He's a lesser god of the Nile, almost a
Mm.
sibling.
Oh boy.
So she is going to be trying to reach out. So we might be taking a trip to Egypt, guys, because she's got to find Professor Hassan.
Egypt.
Mhm.
Just log another side quest on the quest log.
Mhm.
Ever growing quest log.
Yeah. Our Skyrim quest log that takes us around the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a part of the Tuatha De Danann. You can always just say Tuatha. as the-
Tuatha. You know that makes me think of
Willow.
no, it makes
Tuatha
me
down.
think of green tomatoes. The
Silence Peck.
Fried green tomatoes.
fried green tomatoes, yeah. Tuatha.
So D&D coming up on Thursday, so that's gonna be really interesting. I'm looking forward to that again. It's been a lot of fun, and we're gonna find out more, obviously, because everybody got their own little prophecy and how that's gonna eventually play out. So, thank you guys for hanging out with us and tuning in for what turned out to be a much longer game than it usually goes. And we will catch you all again next time. Good night, guys.
Night, guys.